भाई चालू नहीं चालू। ये
exploited it. That's why it had the seed. So in that context, you're telling if some people also will take bhakti, in current situation can be changed. Few leaders take bhakti.
Yeah, correct. Prabhupada writes that at many places that few percentage of leadership it takes, face of the world can change. Yes, Prabhu. That is the power of Sankirtan. Hmm? Yes, anyone else? Anyone else has anything to say? Yes, Prabhu.
For hearing Shravanam, that faith is required, conviction is required.
Hmm.
Without conviction or Shraddha, just hearing won't use.
Yeah, so proper Shravanam will lead to this, right? Faith and increase of faith. And on what? Faith on what? Faith on Bhakti.
Bhakti and that
Of course, that is about Bhakti, Vidhi and Vakta. Sorry, Vidhi, Vakta and was Vishay Vastu. That is there. No. In this context, our Bhagavatam.
that previous acharyas.
Faith on Shruti and Smriti, and Smriti means previous acharyas, right? They should have faith on those principles. Although we are trying to follow or whatever, but faith has to be there and conviction, as you said. That Vishwas, not that, okay, I know it, I can repeat also, but don't follow, or unless we accept, we can't follow. So we were discussing. Prabhupada is saying they take it and they follow it. Like that, these words are used. So very correct. Yes, Prabhu. Anything else? Last. So fine. So let us go ahead. So yesterday I briefed you about this whole chapter. I think I have to, can you make sharing, allow sharing? Yeah. So I summarized the whole chapter and told some important points of the chapter, right? So we'll go quickly. So yeah, it's visible, no? So what we saw already Karika and all that, right? So this chapter, that's why we went to the discussion, right? We are discussing this only. उन्विंशे अश्वमेधस्य हय हारी हरेर मुहु पाषंड सृष्टि ऋत्विभिः तद वधम को न्यवारयत. In the 19th chapter, Hari, in bracket King Indra, Because who is that Indra? He is Yajna. He is son of, I think, Ruchi and something. Repeatedly stole the horse. Hai Hari Harer Muhu. Again and again. At least twice it is explained here. Twice. Of the horse sacrifice, Ashwamedhasya, which led to creation of heretical sects. Pashanda Srushti. So this is another Srushti happening here. What is happening? The deviations are being created. Who is creating? Lord only is creating in form of Indra. Who prevented, actually this translation I don't know, who, actually Brahmaji is one who prevented the priest from killing Indra. Right? So, ko nivara kritvibhi tadvadam. Right? So that is there. So we discussed a little bit elaboration of entire past tense. So we'll go ahead quickly now. So first 11 verses are telling about the events leading to stealing the horse and how he did 100 sacrifices, and 100 sacrifice this is happening. So how expert Prithu was in karma than Indra? Karma means these sacrifices. Because what is name of Indra? What is signs? Shakra, right? Means Shata Kratu. I have done 100 horse sacrifice. Right? So how Prithu was more expert than Indra in horse sacrifice? That is told in few verses. And because of that excellence only, he became insecure. Arey, Prithu was not having any interest in Indra's post or anything. But Indra thought like that, right? So that is what is told in first 11 verses. And then the whole stealing happens for next 11 to 28, I think. 11 to 31. 11 to, yeah. Till 28, the whole stealing happens twice, thrice. And then further Brahmaji comes, and the rest part is Brahmaji is instructing the Brahmanas first. Don't do sacrifice. Don't kill. Someone actually he is the Tanu of Yajna and you are killing him. What is this? It's like you want to destroy something by putting that, like, you want to minimize milk by putting some milk in it. Will it reduce? No, it will increase. Na? So Yajna or Indra is major portion of Yajna. Even normal Indra, what to speak of Vishnu being Indra, even in normal Indra is also very important in any Yajna. Samveda has lot of glories of Indra only. Right? So he tells him, Are, you are Rutuja, how can you do this? You don't understand. So 2 verses he speaks, and then 32 to 38 is, then he speaks to Prithu Maharaj. Beautiful verses he speaks. And last part is how he settled the whole thing. So let us go to the verses now. So text number 1. Maitreya Uvacha अथादीक्षत राजा तु हयमेधशतेन सह ब्रह्मावर्ते मनोः क्षेत्रे यत्र प्राची सरस्वती.
The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, King Prithu initiated the performance of 100 horse sacrifices at the spot where the river Saraswati flows towards the east. This piece of land is known as Brahmavrata, and it was controlled by Swayambhuva Manu.
Yeah, so it seems the location of his horse sacrifice is given. Brahmavarta, it's a very big land, is there near Saraswati river, somewhere in the north. Yeah, so that's what is told here. Text 2. Tadabhipretya Bhagavan karmatishaya matmanah shatakraturna rishi prithoryajna mahotsavam.
Few activities.
Yeah. So Kindra is called here as what? Yeah, Shatakratu also, and what else? Tad Abhipretya Bhagavan. For whom? This is for whom? Bhagavan is for whom? The most powerful. So Shukdev Goswami is giving respect to Indra here. He is calling him Bhagavan. And of course he is Bhagavan also in this case. Indra is Bhagwan also. But Indra is also sometimes called like that, showing the power. Karmatishayam Atmanaha. Seeing that he is excelling me in fruitive activities. So what happened? Na mamreshe. Did not tolerate. So he became envious actually. Actually, this is what Antadev Prabhu was asking. I don't know how many of you are there at last. So this, he was showing this word only, not this verse, but Dhruva Maharaj. Kopa, Amrisha, and one more word was there. So how to? So Mamrisha is envy. Did not tolerate. And what he said, Prutha Yajna Mahotsava. Because it was like a festival. Because Lord Vishnu would appear, right? And of course, Devatas will appear. And those days in Yajna, there will be Katha also. And I am 100% sure that Prithu Maharaj Yajna mein, what will be there? Katha has to be there. Because what was his desire? Which will come in future. I want 1 million years to hear from pure devotees. So he will not be just interested in doing Yajna, just ahutis. So there will be Katha there, surely. Mahotsavam. Of course, it's not mentioned anywhere, but can be anticipated. Even Mahabharata was spoken over sacrifice, actually. By Janmeja, it was spoken to Janmeja. Sacrifice only. Even entire Bhagavatam began to be spoken in sacrifice only. But as they progressed in sacrifice and hearing Katha, their faith, they became more spiritually inclined, devotionally inclined, then pure devotionally inclined. And Paramapuja Radhagovind Maharaj says, at one point of time, they took water bucket and put in the Yajna kund and said that ये सब हमारा सिर्फ मुंह काला हो रहा है और कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, आप सुध गोस्वामी आप कथा करो बस और कुछ नहीं करो. So like that Paramapuja Radhagovind Maharaj says. So that's how they progressed over katha, right? So purpose of Yajna, that's why he's saying Mahotsav. Otherwise, why he will say Mahotsav for Yajna? Mahotsav. So there was darshan of Lord and there was Katha surely. Yeah. So Prabhupada writes about envy and he writes this statement everywhere in Bhagavatam. What is the first statement? In the material world, everyone who comes to enjoy himself or lord it over material nature is envious of others. So who are not in this category? Anyone who comes in the material world is in this category, correct? Except like person like Prabhupada, like Nitya Siddhas come for sake of preaching Krishna consciousness. Everyone else is what? Envious. And this is the only thing we have to work upon. Because this is the seed of offense. I would not say seed also, root of offense. Because that's what is the problem. So that's what is there in such great personalities also. So that's what Prabhupada explains in this part. Indra was several times envious of many persons. So Prabhupada is reminiscing other pastimes of Indra. Of course, they were not the same person, some other person. Right? Indra is a post. So many other places. Since no one in this world can tolerate another's advancement, everyone in the material world is called Matsara. Matsara means what? Para Utkarsha Asahanam. This is called Matsara. Whereas Vaikuntha consciousness is exactly opposite. What is that? If one sees other person excelling, he become very happy. So this is a very important thing to think about. You are saying something, Pope? Vaikuntha consciousness means what? What is it? Okay, here it is. Yeah, correct. Here only it's written. It's a typical of Vaikuntha means what? Everyone is like that. Typical, typical is like that. Like typical of ISKCON devotees, he will put tilak kanthi. So typical of ISKCON devotee actually is non-envious. And that is Madhyam Adhikari. Prabhupada writes in 9.3 Bhagavad Gita. Ashwaddha dana purusha dharmasyasya parantam. Aprapyamam. There he says that when a devotee becomes free from infections of karma and jnana, he gets disturbed by them, but when he becomes free from them, he becomes second-class devotee. And elsewhere he writes non-enviousness also. So this is an extremely important thing to reflect on. That's why, what is the essence of Bhagavatam? What is the essence of Bhagavatam? Yeah, that is the beginning of Bhagavatam. And you can start to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, that we surely that is glorious, but is that the essence? Essence of Bhagavatam. What is essence of Bhagavatam? No, someone asked this question, tell me essence of Bhagavatam. And it was told. What is that? No? Essence of Bhagavatam. Very nice. So many essence are coming. Very good. All are good only. This is beauty of Krishna Consciousness. Even all answers are wonderful. Yeah, that is essential message of Bhagavatam. I am asking what is the essence of Bhagavatam. Someone asked this question, na? Please tell me the essence of Bhagavatam. I could not hear it because I was concerned about you. Please tell me essence. अरे हरि बोल, अभी कितना बोल दिया. प्रभु जी उसके लिए आया ना. What is this, bro? Prabhuji came for that. What is that? Which Prabhuji? Yeah, correct. That's the ultimate answer for all questions. Prabhuji, which Prabhuji I am talking about? Yes. For what he came for? Huh? Brihad Bhagavatamrita is the essence of Bhagavatam. Isn't it? I am saying, no. Uttara is asking, Parikshit is telling. What is there in Brihad Bhagavatamrita? This non-envy is told, the depth of non-envy is told actually. What is a symptom of a true Vaishnava who has received mercy of Krishna? That he delights. So there is one clip of Parampuja Radhanand Maharaj I wanted to play, but I don't know where it is. So he says that a devotee should relish, devotee should feel joy and ecstasy to prove that other devotee is better than me. And Maharaj is speaking, his voice is raising because he is in ecstasy when he glorifies other devotees. So that is typical of a devotee. A real Vaishnava is this. That's why Yudhishthir Maharaj, yesterday the verse is repeated, right? Yuyam naroke batabhuri bhaga. Yudhishthir Maharaj, when he is hearing about Prahlad Maharaj, he is feeling, my Lord, what kind of devotee he is. I have no devotion. That is a typical of a Vaishnava. That's what Antadip was reading the purport also. So there, actually, Parampuja, who is the one Prabhupada's disciple who wrote the commentary on Brihad Bhagavatam? Or Prabhupada's disciple. He is personification. Scholar and Vidvatta and Dainyata together. Very rare. Prabhupada Gopi Prandhan Prabhu. He writes that what is this in this story? That any time Narada is coming and glorifying other devotee, he is doing three things. He is refuting the glorification. First, he is rebuking. Rebuking means he becomes angry actually. Because he naturally feels that this is not true actually. What you are saying is not true. Like Brahmaji becomes angry in Brihad Bhagavatam. He says, Vishnu, Vishnu, Are Narad Muni, I taught you, still you are teaching like this. Like that, he becomes angry actually. Brahmaji, hearing his glories. So rebuke, refute, and redirect. These are the words used by Gopi Prandhan. So rebuking means what? He genuinely feels displeased to hear his own glories. Refuting means whatever glorification is done, he will clarify that this is not necessarily true. And that's what, and redirect means what? He will tell actually, do you know this devotee? This devotee has so many glories. You go to him. This is the whole essence of entire story. Everywhere these three things happen. Rebuke, refute, and redirect. So that's why we have to see this is very important. In other words, one who is not free from contamination of envy cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. My Lord, Prabhupada, very powerful statement. He is not saying any external thing about advancement. Elsewhere he says that how to make advancement. Many places. That is about what? Making order of Guru as life and soul, or any other place where he says advancement. Here he says cannot advance. So this very important contamination which has to be worked upon. In Krishna consciousness, however, if someone excels, yeah, that's what we discussed. So just one slide we will see of this Matsara. Where it is. I have shown before, but good to remind. So what is envy? We are able to see. Right? Okay. I'll share the screen. Yeah, we are able to see them. So yes, please read this. This is the, I don't think so you can read, no? Because full screen we have to do. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. It's little air will flow. It's required. What happened? Yeah. So now, so the verse purport Prabhupada is quoting, this is the Falashruti of Rama Leela. Purusho Ramacharitam Shavanair Upadharayan Anrisham Saparo Rajan and something at the end. And the verse says that when one does Shavan of Ram Leela, his Nirshamsa Paro Rajan, he will become free from envy. And this purport is very profound to be read, but some part I have taken. Please read that.
Srimad Bhagavatam 9.11.23 purport. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of others' devotees. To envy other devotees is a great offense, a Vaishnava Aparadh. A devotee who constantly engages in hearing and chanting Shravana Kirtan is certainly freed from disease of envy, and thus he becomes eligible to go back to home, back to Godhead.
Yeah. So we're completely free from envy, not just little bit is okay. No. And especially other devotees to begin with. And what is the process? Shravanam and Kirtana. That's so this is a very important aspect. So Matsara I told Para Utkarsha Asahanam. And Krishna also says, no, you are Anasuya way. That's why I am speaking this most confidential knowledge to you. Like Pravakshami Anasuyave. Idam tute guhyatamam. Pravakshami Anasuyave. So what is Asuya? Guneshu dosha avishkaram. There are so many good qualities about some devotee, but we will take one part where it is some problem is there. And we'll discuss about it. Actually, I have done so many times, still sometimes we do. So it's very difficult. We have to remind ourselves actually that Guneshu dosha avishkara. That is Asuya. So we'll just go through this and then. And the other definition which Bhakti Tirth Maharaj gives, which really moved me in GV only. In this course only, I was one of our devotees was reading the Beggar series or some other series. There he defined this envy. Envy means reducing others' existence. Actually, this is such a profound definition that even if by sitting here I can reduce others' existence simply by thinking negative about it, because it goes in ether. Existence means what? And when you speak it, let us say I am speaking to Shaligram Prabhu, correct? But Prabhu, you know this devotee has done this. So you have some existence of that devotee in your heart. When I tell something wrong about it, what will happen? In his heart, his existence will reduce. So even if we are speaking to that person directly or indirectly or even thinking very high level, but still reducing existence because he is there in ether. His existence is there. By speaking ill about or faults of other devotee, we are reducing his existence. But devotee's nature is glorified. Right? So Mahaprabhu showed that he was just who Puri, Ramchandra Puri, Mahaprabhu took. So minimizing existence of others. So that's why we have to see in our thought, words and actions. Whether it is reducing the existence and other devotees especially. And devotees means he has bhakti in his heart, right? What is Vaishnava means? Bhakti is there in his heart. So we are minimizing bhakti. So Bhakti Devi will be displeased, offense. This example is given. Actually, today's class was all about what? How he dealt with envy, negativity actually, right? Initially, Dhruva Maharaj mother told him, don't harbor negativity. Same thing she told. You have a lot of negativity about her now, but don't harbor it. Means what? Don't brood upon it. Don't expand it. Rather, she told something true. That you do. By that, you will get what you want. So that is the nature of guide, like Suniti we should be. Suniti was not envious of Suruchi. Not at all. Otherwise she would have told, हाँ अरे वो ऐसी है, आपने बताया ना और 10 चीज बताती वो ऐसी है. She never spoke an ill word about her. Rather she told what she is saying is true. I am secondary only, you know. So that is a true devotee. Actually, all credit of Dhruva Maharaj should go to whom? Suniti. That one right time someone is emotionally affected with negativity, it was dealt in a very mature way. So that is a responsibility of every leader. So this is what Haldar Swami Maharaj was telling. That someone comes to you telling some negativity and you don't add negativity in that person, no. Then you are breaking the trust actually. So that's what negativity, it doesn't remain like that. It's like, chain reaction. It grows. Unless you work upon it, it will grow. Right? So that's what Kapil Muni says. Kapil Muni says negativity becomes dislike becomes disrespect becomes disregard, then hatred, then criticism and blasphemy. So from inside it is coming out. Gradually. It's like a cancer. Like first stage, second stage. They can be controlled. Take medicine, can go away. Third, fourth stage, can't go away. And these 4 stages of cancer are told by Kapil Muni in 3.29. That's what he's saying. If you do bhakti and criticize others or not disrespect other living entities, because I am there in them, then all your devotion is what? Putting ghee in ashes. All your devotion is what? It is imitation. All your devotion will never please me. And all your devotion, you will never be peaceful. 4 verses he speaks again and again. And these are 4 stages of envy or cancer of envy as coined by Parampujya Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. So they are what? Disrespect, disregard, hatred and criticism. These are the words used by Kapil Muni when he is telling that the only impediment in progress of pure devotion to prema is this disrespect. Begins with disrespect. So that is called, what he says, the words are there. Avagya is second, dvesh and ninda. Avagya, dvesh, ninda. First one is disrespect. That word I forgot. So, but it begins with some negativity. Someone speaks something about us, in front of us or behind us, about our existence. And then we feel insecure. So that's what Brahmapuja Radhanand Maharaj defines in this, our aspiration to chant humbly. So I just tried to coin a acronym for it. So what he says, evolution of negativity in heart toward Vaishnavas due to yearning to be seen as important, great, significant. So yearning is there to prove, to validate that I am such a wonderful devotee. Let me ask a question. I am not given chance to ask question. So means I am saying it can manifest in so many ways, right? That we want to show I am also kuch kam nahi hu, main bhi acha hu. So when that yearning is there, then someone speaks something, says something, then what happens? In heart, some negativity comes. Good hota. And that negativity, unless we deal with it, it will grow. So he is right going to the root of the definition in this. That as soon as, that's why actually if someone is speaking some inappropriate thing or untrue thing or fault of us, we have to understand that he's cleaning us. Actually, he's doing a thankless seva for us. But that's the Shastra. It's very difficult to accept. Very difficult. So, but that's what is envy means. And that's why we see. So, because what will happen when such person comes in front of us? We will be happy or not? We will not be happy. And that's the one spectrum of offense actually. Spectrum of offense is very big. Not like this is there. Right from, what is the word here? Nabhinandati means when some Vaishnava you see, you don't become happy. To killing a Vaishnava and in between everything else. Becoming angry at Vaishnava and all negativity and increasing order is given. And that is all what? In one sense, it is Vaishnava Aparadha actually. 6 ways of falling. 6 ways of falling, like that is. So, it's a very, very important thing to introspect because it's like a cancer. So, that's why it's a very, very important thing, and this cannot be used in Krishna's service. Rather, it leads to an offense, right? So, all other anarthas, Bhakti, who says? Narottam Das Thakur, right? All can be used in Krishna's service by doe-tailing. Here, there is no doe-tailing here. It has to be given up. So, for giving up, we have to recognize. So, this is what I was telling. You can hear this lecture. It was very eye-opening when I heard in where our Vada name, Vella. So, avagya, upeksha, dvesh and avman. These are the words. So, it starts with very little thing. This, it's there on YouTube. I can send link to him. He can share it on the YouTube. It's very powerful. And this is on Bhagavatam, these 7 verses only. He speaks about the problem and solution. 4 verses problem, 3 verses solution. So that's what it about this. So that's why it is very important. So it starts with very honest thing, right? Just you see some devotee, you see, Arey, this devotee has just joined. I know so many things. You're not doing anything, just level of thoughts. I am so better in so many ways. I have more knowledge, more practice, more accomplishment, more qualities than him. Just thought level it is there. And he is so poor. He has so many problems. He doesn't know much. Neither he has good qualities. So what? Looking down. Avagya means looking down. So this is what is meaning of respect? You see on this. As soon as you see something here, this is the beginning of envy. Looking down, going up, looking down. So once I think Paramahansa Radhan Maharaj was telling, devotees like they were standing on the cow dung actually. And so he says, it is giving so nice cushion for all. Cow dung. So devotees like that he was saying. So I am so many ways superior than him and he is so many ways inferior to me. That is beginning, that is called avagya. And upeksha means then neglect. And then, so second level, third level, fourth level. So like that, so Prabhupada, that's why, if we want to make spiritual advancement, we want to understand Shastra, or especially Bhakti Shastra. So password for Bhakti Shastra is amount of envy. To the degree you become free from envy, to that degree you can understand and appreciate and relish the message of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Because they are the passwords kept right in the front, in the very first verse of 9th chapter and very first verse of Bhagavatam. Right? So it's a very, very important quality. That's why Prabhupada is saying, cannot advance. Cannot advance means what? Means this is very important. All other things we may do, but if this is not dealt with, so we have to be diligent in dealing with it. And this is a big problem in Bhagavatam. So many cases are there. Daksha is there. Daksha says, actually I am speaking for your welfare, Prabhus. You are all Sabhya people. There is one fellow who is not Sabhya. So I am not envious of him. I am speaking for your welfare. And I am very sure that when you will just hear my words, you will become displeased and angry. But just give one more thought. Then you will understand the depth of my non-enviousness. but he was fully envious. So the person cannot understand actually. So very difficult. So we need to be very sincere to be able to detect envy. Very, very sincere. Because that's the only, in one sense, the impediment. Yatra yajnapati sakshat bhagavan haririshwarah anvabhuyat sarvatma sarvaloka guru prabhu.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is present in everyone's heart as the super soul, and he is the proprietor of all planets and the enjoyer of all results of all sacrifice. He was personally present at the sacrifice made by King Pruthu.
Yeah. So why Mahotsav? Next verse tells that Lord was present. You can say, na? Last verse will tell Yajna Mahotsav. Why Yajna Mahotsav? Because Lord Vishnu used to come. Otherwise, why for Shukdev Goswami any other Mahotsav is there? No, for him, he just don't glorify any sabha like that. So Lord Vishnu and his glories are told. So now 7 verses are showing how Prithu Maharaj surpassed in execution of this Karma Kanda Yagyas, where animal killing was also there, or Ashwamedha Yagyas. So 3 to 9, it is beginning with 3rd verse till 9th verse, how Prithu's glories, in the sense his expertise in Yagya. So Hari Rish Yajnapati. So this Pati word, actually Shukdev Goswami in his Mangalacharan, there is a very wonderful verse. There are so many Patis there. Right? Shriyapati Yagyapati Prajapati Dhiyambati Lokapati Dharapati Patirgatischa Andhakavrishni Satvatam Same Mukundo Bhagavan Prasidatam. So actually this Shriya Patai, Chakravarti Thakur says, this is Radha Rani's. This is Krishna because Mukunda, na? This Yagyapati is not Vishnu or something. This Same Mukundo Bhagavan Prasidata. So this is all about Krishna. And that Shriya refers to Radharani and the gopis who are actually, because Sarma Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Sammohinim Para. So the origin of all Lakshmi is Srimati Radha. And Shiyapati refers to Radhika Pati. Like that. So he says, so that Pati is Pati. Pati means Pati, one who does protection and पालन जो करता है, संरक्षण करता है, वो पति. तो सबका अपना बुद्धि का सब कुछ वही है ना. So that's what he is saying here, Yajnapati. So he is glorified. Prabhupada elaborates. No one can give better instruction to human society than Lord Krishna. So why he is saying? Because Bhagavad Gita says that human life is meant for sacrifice. Third, right? Even if one is not able to do what is that? Yagyartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Tadartha karma kaunteya mukta sangha shama. Yagyartha means Vishnu artha. If one cannot do, he will become bound. Then what to do, Baba? I can't do everything for Vishnu. I have some personal desires. No problem. You do worship demigods and perform sacrifice. And by that, the chakra of Anna will go on. 3.10 to 16. So that is Prajapati and all words are there. So this is Krishna's system. To deal with the material desires, Krishna has created this system. So that's why Krishna is giving that instruction. Okay, you do this, get purified. Anvito Brahma Sharvabhyam Lokapalai Sahanugaihi Upagiyamano Gandharvair Modibhischap Saroganaihi. So many others are also present. Yeah, please read.
When Lord Vishnu appeared in the sacrificial arena, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all the chief predominating personalities of every planet, as well as their followers, came with him. When he appeared on the scene, the residents of Gandharva Loka, the great sages, and the residents of Apsara Loka all praised him.
So imagine what kind of sacrifice it will be. So many people are coming and everyone is able to see them. Further, read translation.
The Lord was accompanied by the residents of Siddha Loka and Vidyadhara Loka, all the descendants of Diti, and the demons and the Yakshas. He was also accompanied by his chief associates, headed by Sunanda and Nanda.
Yeah. So he is picturizing who all are there. Yeah, please read.
Great devotees who were always engaged in service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as well as great sages named Kapila, Narada, Dattatreya, and masters of the mystic powers, head by Sanat Kumara, all attended the great sacrifice with Lord Vishnu.
So this is another fact of Mahotsav. Pure devotees are also there. Lord is there, pure devotees are there, and in between other devotees are also there. And what more? Yeah, please read.
My dear Vidur, in that great sacrifice, the entire land came to be like the milk producing Kamadhenu, and thus, by the performance of Yajna, all daily necessities for life were supplied.
Yeah, Sarva Kama Dugha Sati. So many, so Mother Earth gave everything, right? Like Yudhishthir Maharaja's kingdom, because he was doing sacrifice. So Prabhupada says in Yudhishthir Maharaj section that the trees and the plants and the mountains and the Mother Earth were giving their tax to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Like that Prabhupada writes. So means what? That he was following the scripture Yajna so nicely that they were giving the products on themselves. That's what is told here. Actually, this is the science of Krishna, right? How Mother Earth can give. Unless we are prepared to perform prescribed sacrifices, our supply of necessities of life will be checked. Even if we are in illusion that more supply is coming, but the real supply is checked actually. Like yesterday we saw. And which yajna we have to do? Sankirtan yajna. Yeah, please read this last portion.
If Sankirtan yajna is performed, there will be no difficulty, not even in industrial enterprises. Therefore, this system should be introduced in all spheres of life, social, political, industrial, commercial, etc. Then everything will run very peacefully and smoothly.
So now Sankirtan yajna should be introduced. Where Prabhupada is saying? Socially, politically, industrially, and commercial. Everywhere there should be what? Sankirtan yajna. So how it will happen? You have to think about it. How it will happen. Because Prabhupada is saying it will happen, means it will happen. So how it will happen? When we will establish communities based on Krishna's system, then all these things can be taken care. Yeah. Further, what happened? What trees supplied?
The flowing rivers supplied all kinds of taste, sweet, pungent, sour, etc. And very big trees supplied fruit and honey in abundance. The cows, having eaten sufficient green grass, supplied profuse quantity of milk, yogurt, clarified butter, and similar other necessities.
Yeah. So that is the opulence. So this comes at so many places in Bhagavatam, right? Why it comes? Because this is the way it has to be got. Not by other ways. This is the way, Krishna's way. So these tastes are there in the Mother Earth. Complete arrangements for the production of all necessities of life are made by Lord. People should therefore learn how to satisfy Yajna Purush, Lord Vishnu. Indeed, the living entity's prime business is Haritoshan. Thus, the whole system is so arranged that the living entity must do his duty as he is constitutionally made. So how in all these are all material fields, isn't it? Social, political, commercial, and what was that one more? Something was there. They are all material fields, but Prabhupada is saying they also should do this. How they will do unless they are taught and they are shown? Will they do? So we have to show it. We have to show it. Otherwise we can't, because it is going to stop. After that we have to show, not show, we have to get first, then show. Before that, better now establish. That's why 50%. Actually 60 years have gone, but 50% of Prabhupada's mission is remaining. It's a big thing, because imagine the other mission is growing, means it's 50%, means, whole that again to put this 50% means more endeavor is there, right? So it's very important. That part is also very important actually. So that is about sustenance. People will come in millions, Prabhupada said yesterday, right? Yeah. 9th, please read.
King Prithu was presented with various gifts from the general populace and predominating deities of all planets. The oceans and seas were full of valuable jewels and pearls, and the hills were full of chemicals and fertilizers. 4 kinds of edibles were produced profusely.
Yeah. So, and this gift collection service was given to whom in Rajasuya Yajna? Duryodhana. Yeah. to keep the finance also. That's why his envy grew. Merely nahi. So that's the beginning of his envy beginning, and it culminated in when he was falling, no? Actually, who said that? I don't know. Everyone laughs actually. Everyone laughs in Bhagavatam, in Acharya's commentaries. Everyone laughs except one person, that is Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Yudhishthir Maharaj is such a cultured, golden-hearted person. He tells others, please don't laugh. But Krishna shows the eyes. Please laugh. Because Krishna's plan is there, no? This fellow will become humiliated. His envy will reach peak. That's what happened. And then Kurukshetra Yuddha seed is there. So that's what, these gifts. So this is a very important aspect. That's why he's saying, Mahotsav, gifts. They all people give gifts to the person who did the sacrifice. So it's a big thing to do it without any fault. Yeah, highlighted portion you can read. In this age, oh, it's gone up. Huh?
Shudras and poor men were allowed to fish. Dark highlight putna kya?
Yellow highlighted, yeah.
Shudras and poor men were allowed to fish, but the higher classes like the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas would gather pearls, jewels, and coral. Although poor men would catch tons of fish, they would not be equal in value to one piece of coral or pearl. In this age, so many factories for the manufacture of fertilizers have been opened. But when the personality of Godhead is pleased by the performance of yajna, the hills automatically produce fertilizing chemicals which help produce edibles in the fields. Everything is dependent on the people's acceptance of the Vedic principles of sacrifice.
So that's the point, to get the necessities. So very interesting that in ocean, as Paramapuja Gaur Govind Maharaj says, that in ocean, on the surface, you can get something. But you have to go deep into it to get some pulse. Right? And that's what he says about Prabhupada's purports actually. They are like ocean. You can get anything what you look for. So you can get fish also. There's no problem. But fish, tons of fish, Prabhupada is telling me. So that's the point, and they can sell also. So bhakti can give so many things, right? Whatever you wanted, what you didn't want, that all will come. But if you take that, then be happy with fish. Tarang Rangini is that only. That's what, that is another thought here. Just a side thought. Yeah, please read the translation.
King Prithu was dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Adhokshaja. Because King Prithu performed so many sacrifices, he was superhumanly enhanced by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. King Prithu's opulence, however, could not be tolerated by the King of Heaven, Indra, who tried to impede the progress of his opulence.
Yeah, Asuyan Bhagavan Indra. Again he is used Bhagavan word because he is Yajna also. So, Pratighatam. So, see this Asuya, as I said, that negativity doesn't remain as it is. It will lead to speech and action. तो प्रतिघात करने का, अभी 100 किया 99 कर रहे थे तब तक कुछ किया नहीं होगा, लेकिन अंदर बढ़ रहा है. लेकिन 100 में वो बढ़ इतना गया कि 3 बार घोड़ा चुराया. Correct? So action, pratighatam achikrat. So this is what at least we have to avoid. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. If we want to practice third verse of Shikshashtakam, that song is there. What is that? Vriksha sama Shama guna Koribe sadhan. Prati himsa tyaji Anye koribe palan. So even if someone hurts you, someone displeases you, someone neglects you, we don't try to avoid what? Pratihimsa, pratighat. Means retaliation. That is another symptom of a typical Vaishnava. No retaliation whatsoever. Not to speak of words or even actions, not even on the level of thoughts actually, because we have so many examples of that. But we can say that, okay, they are all Siddhas, Haridas Thakur with who is that person, Gopal Chakravarti, all others were displeased, but he was saying he not so happy. Jesus Christ, Shiva's Thakur, no negativity in their hearts at all. So what is so if it comes on thoughts or words, so we have to restrict. So what we can do is, we can clarify that with someone, because see, we have to deal with it. We cannot suppress it, we cannot express it. But what we have to do? We have to deal with it. So how do we deal? Are we Shivash Thakur? But we want to be like. Are we Haridas Thakur? But we want to be like. So what do we do? We can reveal to a person who is little mature and well-wisher that this is what is happening within me. And don't do that other place. So you are dealing with it. Otherwise it will grow. Pratighatam. So gradually what happened? 100th came that time. He said, I will act now. अभी हो गया तो मेरा कुर्सी जाएगा, लेकिन कुर्सी के लिए कर ही नहीं रहा हूँ. So pratighatam. So that's what is that verse which Shaumik Rishi spoke about Parikshit, right? What is that? Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta kshapta hata abhi na asya tat pratikurvanti tad mad bhakta prabhavopi tad. So real devotee is like that. So this is the grosser manifestation of envy, the revengeful attitude. Amrisha is that one, revenge. So that's what Dhruva Maharaj was trying to show there, right? Means revenge. एक यक्ष को मारा, अब मैं जाके दिखाता हूँ. Revenge. Actually, revenge की वजह से generation में war चल रहा है actually. Right? All the countries, this all because of revenge. And person remembers that, like Radheshampu sometimes says, person will remember 10 years afterwards. He will say that, Prabhu, आपने ये बोला था मेरे. So revenge means what? We hold that actually. Hold and want to do something and reduce the existence. So very dangerous, very, very dangerous. So we deal with it. Yeah. So Bhagavan, why? It is so much power. Despite his becoming Bhagavan, he is envious of an incarnation of God. Prithu Maharaj. The defects of material life are so strong that due to contamination, King Indra became envious of an incarnation of God. So same Indra Prabhu, when Prithu Maharaj appeared, Indra must have come and given gift, right? Previous chapter, few days back only, maybe few years back. In the chapters of Bhagavatam, Indra, everyone came and gave some gift. So he knew who is Prithu Maharaj. He knew. Still he is acting. This is the danger of material atmosphere. That it has influence. So what? The defects of material life are so strong. So it is not that contamination is within and contamination is without. So without contamination can influence us, even if we don't want to get influenced. It can influence. तो यक्ष ने उनको मार दिया, but it increased, it went, it crossed the limits of case of Dhruva Maharaj. So that's why same thing happened in Daksha Sabha also. Prabhupada writes there that the atmosphere of anger is so dangerous that even great personalities like Bhrigu Muni became affected by the atmosphere. Anger is the even more grosser expression of envy. Kama, right? So this is what, that's why the atmosphere also affects. The defects of material life are so strong that Indra becomes envious of incarnation of, he knew. And same case we have Parijat tree example, right? Indra only was wanting protection from Lord for Kundal and so many things. So Lord personally came, he gave that. And after that, while going, he wanted to take something for Satyabhama. Then again he starts fighting. So Shukdeva Goswami becomes angry. I don't know where all Shukdeva Goswami become angry, but this place Shukdeva Goswami becomes very angry at the demigods. He said, Dik, what Dik means what? I condemn these demigods who just forget what Lord did just maybe few minutes ago. For him, it will be few minutes only. Right? So that is the material life. And anything to say, current scenario is more dangerous. The vibes, we say, no vibes. That's what it is. So it's so strong. So we have to be careful. Whosoever we are, as Prabhuji was saying today in the class, how many years we are put. Read the translation. 11th. When Prithu Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. A small thing, Prabhuji. Yeah, like now we understand that you told also that Indra is none other than Yajna avatar also.
In this
In
case.
this case. So Lord is also enacting a pastime in that
Exactly.
form
Exactly.
by behaving like ordinary conditioned soul.
Yes.
But so in other times also, if it is happening and it is Lord himself doing like that as Indra. So
No, other cases are Purandar actually.
Acha,
That Indra who is attacking Parijat, that is not Lord.
that is Purandar.
That is Purandar. This one is specifically Swayambhu Manu time. Who became Indra is the son of Ruchi, I think. Yajna. He became Indra.
Okay.
Son
of Ruchi.
Yes. So this particular Indra is the Lord who is enacting this mystic pastime. Very mystic actually, extremely mystic pastime to show. But other Indras are not Supreme Lord. At least in Bhagavatam, what different Indras are there.
Okay. When Prithu Maharaj was performing the last horse sacrifice, Ashwamedh Yajna, King Indra, invisible to everyone, stole the horse intended for sacrifice. He did this because of his great envy of King Prithu.
Yeah, great envy. What is the word used here? Charam. No, Charamena Ashwamedhana. Charamena is last one, 100th one. Yajamene Yajupatim Vaine Yajna Pashum Spardham Apo Vah Tirohita. So Prabhupada is putting that additional great because it reached a level where he could not tolerate envy. Yes, so now he is going to do activity. Shatakrutu. Yeah, same thing, basically excelling. Being an ordinary living entity, he becomes envious of King Prithu, and making himself invisible, he stole the horse and thus impeded the yajna performance. So Prabhupada is writing as if he is a conditioned soul. Right? As a lesson he is bringing out here. Right? Later on he will also say. So now the stealing episode begins from text 12. So just since you were asking about this Indra and other Indras, right? So let us see very clearly what Chakravarti Thakur says. Very beautifully he says. In one purport he tells the whole mystic pastime. 24th I think. So we'll read because since discussion went there. Yeah. So you can see this. This is the verse 28 I think. Yeah, 28. We will kill Indra, the destroyer of your goal, who has lost his power to this sacrifice by fresh mantras, and without delay will forcibly offer him to the fire. So this purport he writes very nicely. What is the purpose of this pastime? Right? So when Prithu Maharaj is saying, okay, what to do? He is telling 2-3 times he is stealing and my son is not killing also. So I will start attacking. They say, no, you don't attack. Only animals are supposed to be killed. So if you attack, sacrifice will have problem. So we will chant mantra, special, fresh mantra. And even Indra we can bring it. That's the verse. Okay. So in that, now you can read this. What is the purpose of this pastime? Please read here.
Here, although the Indra of that time was empowered by an expansion of the Supreme Lord, and although those Brahmanas, the priests, were spiritually elevated and not distracted by external mundane views, Abahir Mukhavate Api, Yet,
Abahirmukhatvepi.
abhirmukhatvepi. Yet through such angry words spoken by them, the inherent nature of the path of fruitive activities, karma marg, is exposed. The nature of this path is such that even highly wise and discriminating men, vivekinaha, who engage in it become utterly blinded by anger and attachment.
So this is the first lesson. So imagine they have been doing how many sacrifices till now? This was 100th. So more or less same team will be there. Like here you see our all installation, same team is there. So they have done very nice job. Not that they will do such mistake, but they were shown to do this mistake. This act, they were not bahirmukhatva, means abahirmukhatva means there were also Vaishnavas actually. And they were not ordinary people. They were putting the sacrifice to success for 100 times. So still they become blinded, means this is Lord's plan. Okay, why Lord is planning? That nature of this path, karma marga, is what? Even a highly wise and discriminating men, they become blind. Vivekino api andha bhavanti. So this is the danger of this path. And this kind of andha bhavanti are explained in Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Yamimam pushpitam vacham prapadanti avipaschitaha vedavadarataha parthaha nanyadasti iti vadinaha ityadi. And they were guides of whom? The person who will come after this episode. Pachini Bharisha's guides were whom? Such Brahmanas who never taught him. So they were Brahmanas, but they were not Vaishnavas. So Karma Mimamsa philosophy has this problem. And this fourth canto is refuting Karma Mimamsa only actually. Right? So this is the first thing, that it's a path where a person becomes blind. Even one is, who is that? He is Viveki. So this is path of Karma Kanda, right? What to speak of those, like today's verse, he told that Vadanti Vishwam verse, that is for devotees, that is for preachers. They also can get bewildered by the Maya. Then why to speak of this? Karma Marga itself has Maya in it. Inherent Maya is there in that. Right? So they lose Vivek. What to speak of devotees who are preachers and realized souls, if they are not careful, Tathapi Muyyanti Tavaja Maya. Today he was quoting that verse, right? So this is the first lesson he is teaching. Second, and is very important, that also was little bit discussed here. This is just, yeah.
This is just as Lord Brahma exhibited the nature of lust, calm. Lord Shiva exhibited the nature of anger, growth, and even in the presence of Lord Vishnu's sacrificial incarnation, Yajna Avatar, the true nature of holding the post of Indratva, which is contaminated by envy, duplicity, and political manipulation, Matsarya, Kautilya, Adi, was exposed through Indra's desperate action to protect his position.
Yeah. So here, see, Brahmaji became attracted to Vak, that episode, and Shiva became attracted to Mohinimurti. These two are there, right? Or not Mohinimurti, Krodha, burning this Cupid. But here Lord Vishnu is teaching, by what he is teaching here, that if you become absorbed in your upadhi, this is what will happen. That's what Radheshampu was telling today morning. Right? Position actually is not there. It is just for sake of some proper movements of this world. That's all. That position we should not be very serious about in terms of upadhi, so to say. We should be responsible, but we should not. Otherwise, what will happen? I want to. Indratva, you see the words, Vishnu napi yajna avatare. Even Vishnu is teaching something through this yajna avatar. Tasmin matsarya kautilya adikam manena indratvasya swabhava. Indratva swabhava means what? When you are attached to the post and position. Then what will happen? Three things will happen. What are those? Matsarya, Kautilya. Envy, duplicity, and political manipulation. So this is the problem. Who is teaching? Lord is personally teaching here in this past. This is the purpose of this pastime. Actually, Lord performed such mystic leelas. In previous canto, there was most mystic pastime. Which is that? Third canto. Which is the mystic pastime in third canto? That is the most mystic, actually, correct. Some other pastime. That is nice action pastime. Mystic. Something very mystic. Which that is rasa. Rasik, that is. Something mystic in third canto. That is his power, Yog Shakti, and his detachment. In Vaikuntha, someone is what? Yeah, and that pastime of 4 Kumaras cursing Jai Vijay. The most mystic pastime. This was all enacted by whom? Neither Kumara is at fault, neither Jai Vijay are at fault. It is enacted by the Lord to tell the glory of Vaishnava over Brahmana and to tell how Vaishnavas also should respect Brahmanas. Brahmanya, right? Today we saw. Both lessons are there. That I respect Brahmana, so you also should respect Brahmana. But Vaishnavas are beyond Brahmana. Both things are talked by Lord. And danger of offense is also told. This is a mystic pastime of this canto. It is enacted by the Lord. 3 lords are there. He is the Lord. Yagya is the Lord, who is Indra. And Pruthu is Shaktavesh, avatar of Lord. And when he stops, then one Vishnu comes. And they are all enacting this pastime to teach something. So, mystic means actually, how can Brahmana kill Indra? It's like, a crude example that something happened in your life, and like here, let us say something happened in my life, very serious thing. And then I will directly criticize or beat Radheshyam Prabhu. Will it happen anytime? It should not. It's like इंद्र, अरे यज्ञ का मेन आदमी इंद्र है, वो ब्राह्मण इंद्र को बुला रहा है, ये मिस्टिक है. समझ में आया है? अभी वर्स है, वर्स में समझ में आ जाएगा कि अरे ब्रह्मा जी विल चेस्टाइज द ब्राह्मणस. अरे यू युतविजास, व्हाट यू आर डूइंग? यज्ञ मूर्ति is Indra is Yagya Tanu. How can you do Yagya by bringing Yagya Tanu in that Yagya? You can't complete the Yagya. That's what is the mystic about it. Mystic in the sense, that's what he's saying. Na? This is shown. They have not done this before. Neither Yagya stole horse before. So that is mystic. So it will come in one verse. So just this is the main. Actually, very rarely the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur will write lessons. Very rare. In canto, maybe few places you can count. So this is a place. So this is the very important thing to be understood. That what Lord is teaching. If one takes these posts and positions seriously and gets absorbed in it, what happens? This, I think, this disease of entitlement. You have heard this? Who says this? Disease of entitlement. This terminology is coined by the great pure devotee. Who is that? That is Mother Yamuna. Paramahansa Radhanand Maharaj quotes her. Mother Yamuna would say that actually sometimes when we take up some service or something, we feel that I am entitled for this. I should get this. What is Govardhan Lila? I should get, right? One person doesn't do, so many people are doing. No. Entitlement. So that's the problem. So that's what happened in Govardhan Lila. Right? Entitlement means I am supposed to, and it goes to higher level. Now, since we are discussing this point, so this is the 10th canto of Bhagavata. 10, 27, 17. Very beautiful verse. The context is that Govardhan Lila has happened, Indra has humbled himself, and Krishna mercifully what he did? In the morning he went alone in Govardhan. so that Indra can come in alone and beg forgiveness, right? And it is said that he went to see whether Govardhan is all right, that also, because so much of rain happened. That also he went, but okay, Indra also, I will meet Indra also. And there, Lord is instructing Indra. And Indra is telling, I want to be in Vrindavan. But Lord says, no, you can't be here. If you stay here, you will commit further offenses. So this 10, 27, 17 is a beautiful verse where this entitlement is very clearly told actually. So what is this verse? 10, 27, 17. This one. Okay. So context you understood, right? So Lord is telling him. See previous verse. Lord is speaking to him, giving some instruction. See, a man blinded by intoxication with his power and opulence cannot see me nearby with the rod of punishment in my hand. Right? Intoxicated आदमी बाजू में मैं खड़ा हूँ डंडा लेके वो दिखता नहीं उसको ऐसा बोल. If I desire his real welfare, I drag him down to his materially fortunate position. Right? So that's how the next verse is said. Right? So what he is saying? गम्यतां शक्रभद्रं वः क्रियतां मेऽनुशासनं स्थीयतां स्वाधिकारेषु युक्तैर्वः स्तंभवर्जितैः. So what he is telling, my dear Indra, go back. Gamyata means what? Go. May there be good fortune for you. Means what? He is not willing to go. Indra is saying, I want to be in Vrindavan. Like that is. So it's a big thing. Here you can, anyway, so we can read that later. In essence, what he says is that you go back. If you stay here, you will commit further offenses. And to stay here, you need to be qualified. You are not qualified to deal with my devotees. Right? So there is very beautiful explanation by Chakravarti Thakur. So this is what lesson. So let us go back. So where we were earlier? 12 or 30. So now the stealing episode will go on. Yeah, this 30, 12, 11th is done, right? Yeah, this we did. There you asked. Yeah, please read the translation.
When King Indra was person. Actually, this dress was a form of cheating, for it falsely created an impression of religion. When Indra went into outer space in this way, the great sage Atri saw him and understood the whole situation.
Yeah. So, tam Atrir Bhagavan Aikshat. Atri Muni could recognize who is that person. Swaramanam Vihayasa. Vihayasa means in air he was going. Amuktam iva pakhandam yo adharme dharma vibramaha. So, and how he is dressed like? Amuktam iva. Like amuktam iva means like a liberated person but imposter. He is dressed like a sadhu basically. Falsely created an impression of religion. So he came and he came in disguise. So actually this is the same problem with Ravana also. Right? Ravana also dressed as sage and then kidnapped Mother Sita. That's why that act is considered as what kind of act? What act it is considered? There is pap, there ati pap, it is mahapap. So this act is considered mahapap. Why? Because he disguised as a saintly person. So this is very important. Same thing he is doing here. Because people have faith on them. If you are normal, you do whatever you want, it is pap. Ati pap, there are some activities where ati pap is there. Mahapap means what? Disguising. Some people say, "Arey, he didn't even touch Sita. Na? Why he was killed? He was so cultured, he didn't even touch Sita, right? He wanted permission also. He gave so much time also, right? So much offers also he gave. Why Lord Ram killed him? It is Mahapap. disguising oneself as sage. That's why there is law. I don't know who was telling recently, who was telling? Pastor abuse. I think Radheshampu was telling. In Bhaktivedanta, I don't know. You heard that? There is a law, pastor abuse or something law is there. Radheshampu was only telling that if a preacher does something like that, he will have this law on it. Whole life he can't preach if he does like this. So that's the falsely created. So that's the Mahapap. Indra took up, he's saying, Indra took up the saffron colored dress as a way of cheating others. This saffron dress has been misused by many impostors who present themselves as liberated persons or incarnation of God. So that is cheating, cheaters and cheated. See, saffron dress worn by a sannyasi announces to the world that he has renounced all worldly affairs and simply engaged in service of Lord. Right? So he would have directly come as Indra and stole, or he would have come as animal or something and stole, but he came specifically as sannyasi because he wanted to create deviation, Jainism, Buddhism, and Shaivism. And they speak very nicely. So this kind of cheating sannyasis yogis existed since time of Prithu. This cheating was very foolishly introduced by King Indra. In some ages, such cheating is very prominent, and in other ages, it is not so prominent. So these ideologies are existing at all times, right? It is not that this ideology, Buddhist ideology, was not there before Buddha. No, the ideology was there. All kinds of ideologies exist. Sometimes they become prominent, sometimes they become. Unless one is very sincere and serious, he should not take up to order of sannyas. So Prabhupada is coming to his dealing. He's now his fourth canto, almost 1970 maybe. So that's why he's saying, who can take sannyas? Although he has given so many sannyas, right? It is better not to take up sannyas in this age of Kali, because provocations are very strong in this age. Only a very exalted person, advanced in spiritual understanding, should attempt to take sannyas. Attempt means he should do attempt and he'll understand whether I can take it or not. So it's a level of consciousness which is important than the dress. Very exalted. That's why I think in Param Pujya Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaja's this, I think he says, when devotees are advanced, then they can take up services like Guru or something like that is there. Right? Same thing. Repeating Prabhupada as it is. One should not adopt this order as a means of livelihood for some material purpose. So means of livelihood one will not do, but material purpose can creep in at any time. Atrinachodito hantum prithuputro maharatha anvadhavata sangruddhas tishta tishta chabravit.
When the son of King Prithu was informed by Atri of King Indra's trick, he immediately became very angry and followed Indra to kill him, calling, "Wait, wait."
Yeah, so why he is calling? That is Kshatriya Dharma. Actually, a true Kshatriya will not kill a person who is running. Right? Otherwise, what is the difference? He is running means he is not true Kshatriya. And now if he kills, that's what Vitrasura was telling Devatas and demons both. You fellows, what is the use of your life? He is criticizing both. Why you are running away? If you die here, you will go to Swarga. Why you are running? So he followed Kshatriya Dharma. So what he said, wait, wait. So he followed Kshatriya Dharma. Who? Vijitashva. He is son of Prithu. He didn't kill him, although he was instructed. So he is following Dharma. That's what Prabhupada writes. Kshatriya does not kill enemy from behind, nor does a real Kshatriya turn back on the battlefield. Although King Indra was very exalted being king of heaven, he became degraded due to his stealing the horse intended for sacrifice. Therefore, he fled without observing the Kshatriya principles. So this is what actually happened. This Kautilya, Matsarya and Kutinati. When it comes now, once Vivek Buddhi is gone, everyone else will feel, "Arey, normal cheez kyun kar raha hai?" Other people will understand that he is doing something wrong, but that person don't understand because he is affected by that. That's what he say. Prabhupada is. He fled without observing principles of Kshatriya Dharma. Right? Yeah. So now it's 12:30, so we'll take a break. Some devotees are tired, so you, if possible, you take some nap or water. To encourage me to serve better. Thank you very much. Nantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we'll meet at 12:45. Now, not Tista. At 12:45. From here, devotees are not there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we'll go back to our story. So we have been discussing the first stealing has happened and we'll continue further. Anyway, till everyone comes, anyone has any clarification, comment, question about what we discussed already? Some devotees are yet to come. Yes. Actually, mic can be used when they are concerned, who are hearing online. If they are not speaking anything, we don't have any problem. So, every time we hear that you have to be read from the LV to add on. You cannot add on. Prabhupada says that, yes. Like saying, patient, you first get treated, then you get admitted to hospital. This is like hospital. So, the also says, you don't have to think about much about think about other problems. Yes. The envy is there. Today also in the Brahman class, there could be Bhaktivedanta was mentioning about how it may not be possible initially. Yes, purity may not be possible, but sincerity is possible. Very nice that was. Apratihata is possible. Ahaituki will come. Like that. That's very nice. Yeah, so what point you made is nice, that we should not be focusing on, we should not, I think he was saying, we should not be detachment conscious, we should be Krishna conscious. He was saying in his class. So we are not here to discuss anarthas to become anartha conscious. But we are aware about that these are very serious problems. So what is personal practice of it is, if someone speaks something to me and I feel some negativity and I start acting or speaking something, so I should be careful. I should introspect. Actually, that's what is called goodness. Passion and ignorance means what? That we do it, act or speak it. But goodness means one thinks before acting, thinks before speaking. That is called goodness. So, all of us, including myself, many times we may do it, but afterwards, at least we start repenting for it. That's the beginning, when it happens. And then gradually it will happen immediately after you do. Sometimes it will happen after one day, when you hear next day Bhagavatam, you will say, Arey, kal gadbad kiya maine. Next time you will feel okay. After doing the act only you feel, oh, I have done something wrong. Then afterwards, before doing, you will think whether I should do it or not. It has come till here. मतलब पूरा जो प्रोसेसिंग है नेगेटिविटी का वर्ड तक आ गया, और आप सोचे बोलने का क्या, नहीं सोच बोलने का अभी, तो वो ये सब एडवांसमेंट है ना वो। और बाद में विचार आएगा, लेकिन वर्ड पे नहीं बोलना चाहिए, आई शुड नॉट स्पीक, रादर आई शुड इंक्रीज हिज एग्जिस्टेंस. So this is the withdrawal. This is called sincerity. This is called introspection. That where is Prahlad Maharaj? Where is Dhruva Maharaj? How they are responding to the problems they are happening in their life, and how I am responding. This is what meaning of Swa Adhyay. Brahmachari means Swadhyay. He said Brahma Acharati iti Brahmachari. So when he is studying scripture, that is called Swadhyay, he should study oneself also. What is happening with me? So this is not anartha conscious. Hmm. Exactly. Perfect. Advancement is happening because you are consciously, you are admitting the mistake and you are trying to avoid the mistake. Exactly. That's the advancement. Na? See, how in school, how you progress? Tell me. You are given a test. When you pass the test, you go to the next standard. Exactly same thing here. This is our test. Yes. Yes. First, we have to see that I failed. Sometimes, even after criticizing, we don't feel only I failed in exam. I was right. He was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So, actually, the only problem is our mind. In the whole world, for a brahmachari, only one problem exists. That is what is that? Na, what is, and who says that? Avanti Brahman says actually. What he says, the first verse? Hmm? नायम जनों में सुख दुख हेतु न देवतात्मा ग्रह कर्म काल मनः परम कारण मानमनंति samsara chakre parivartayet. So in my humble understanding, this is the practice of brahmacharya. And in between verses are there to practice. And when it becomes mature, the last verse is what verse? Etam sasthaya paratmanishtham. That verse is chanted when? It is sannyas. Sannyas mantra that is. Mahaprabhu chanted. So beginning is this. Only problem in this world is actually it's like my Guru Maharaj says that if someone does something to us, if we are getting negative so much about it, means we have also some problem. He has a problem, that is okay. But we are getting problem means we also have some problem. So first let us work on our problem. Then we can help him also. Now by retaliating, neither he will be helped, neither we will be helped. It will increase. So that is what we have to do. That's what here Indra, Lord will bring Indra. And tell Prithu Maharaj what he will tell. Please forgive Indra. अभी गलती किसका है? कौन किसको forgive करना चाहिए? Means, and he gives lecture to whom? Prithu Maharaj को lecture देते हैं. So why? Because he is mature, he is able to receive. Actually, Prithu Maharaj said, अरे इंदिरा को रुकाओ ना, मेरे को क्यों रुका रहे? मेरे को, I am doing sacrifice for betterment, right? Did I do any mistake in sacrifice? Am I doing to become Indra? No. Why you are stopping me? Why don't you stop Indra? Right? You Brahma, you are his authority. See, I am also under you, but he is also under you. Both are same under authority. Brahma सबका authority, GBC है. तो GBC मेरे को क्यों रुका रहा है? आप उनको रुकाओ. So what our Brahmaji tells him that he is very stubborn. He is not going to change. And he has created so many heretic sampradayas. You want, see, your heretic sampradaya is created because your Rajya only more problems will be there, right? So he is not going to hear. I know that if I tell him, he will not stop. So I am telling you because you will stop. So that's why the fight means one has to take a humbler position, and a person who takes humble position pleases Krishna. And that's what is working on oneself. So that is advanced. When you admit, I am wrong, half problem is solved. Most of the time problem is what? We are not convinced that I am also at mistake. What is that? Atma kritam vipakam. What is that? Tattenu kampa susamikshama. Hunjana eva atma kritam. All mistake is mine only. That is very high stage. We generally think that most of the mistake is other person. बट ताली तो दो हाथ से बजता है ना. एक हाथ से ताली मारा, दूसरा मारेगा नहीं तो बजेगा नहीं. बज गया मतलब दूसरे का भी प्रॉब्लम है कुछ तो. नहीं तो कीर्तन में ताली बजाएगा. करेक्ट. जस्ट एज नाउ सिंस यू हैव ब्रॉट द पॉइंट, परम पूज्य गिरिराज महाराज, परम पूज्य लोकनाथ स्वामी महाराज, and one person that first time you know of spitting, One in his Prabhupada's disciple, with all respects, he spat on temple president, who was a saffron brahmachari, Giriraj Prabhu that time. And this was seen by Parampuja Loknath Swami Maharaj. Then he was not even very new actually. Temple, he was earlier name only is given. And immediately what Maharaj just wipes this thing. Muh pe thoka, socho. Wipes it, put head in bid bag. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. We can't even imagine to respond like that. And what happened? This pastime is not revealed by Giriraj Maharaj till the time he is writing the book. Can you imagine? Means he didn't reduce the existence of person who spat on him by speaking about it to anyone. But who was only witness there? Param Puja Loknath Maharaj, that time Raghunath Patil Prabhu Maharaj. He is there, only he is there, and he saw this. And what happened to him? He fainted there. That shows his glory. Now, if we see, will we faint? Means I will not faint, at least. I may attack him or whatever. I will ask him, hey, what foolish thing you have done. Fainting means his heart is very high level heart. Means he is not able to digest what is happening in front of him. So then what happened? So Giriraj Maharaj was here. He narrated that whole thing. Yeah, here, Brahmachari class. I just read the pastime and I asked him, Maharaj, what happened afterwards? Because I was wondering, what will be the result of this offense, because the person didn't take it. But what happened to the person who spat, I was interested to know. But Maharaj is so exalted, he said actually what happened, after that he was found running behind another devotee with the plow, beating him. And then he was told to go some other place. That's all. That's what Maharaj told. Maharaj didn't even speak a criticism or हाँ ना उसका ना बाद में ये हो गया, कुछ नहीं बताया महाराज ने. So, and this people come to know after how many years? 40 years. 40 years, only 2 people know what happened. 3, all 3. It was not revealed. So this is the level of consciousness of Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So very high, but this is what we have to do. But Maya will give test according to our level. हमको कोई थूकेगा नहीं, सिर्फ बोलेगा मैं थूकूंगा तो भी हमारे हो जाए. So these are all what tests to make. Maya is putting test to take us ahead. That's why he was telling that don't become averse to Maya. Maya is a very great servant of Krishna who wants you to become better. Right? So Maya will test, and who are our devotees are the around devotees will test us. So that's what is that. So advancement happens by admitting. First thing is to admit and accept. Theoretically at least. Okay, चलो. तो वो सिंसेरिटी का शुरुआत है. फिर एडमिट करेंगे, फिर इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करेंगे, तो फिर सोचें हाँ उसका की गलती है, थोड़ा मेरा भी गलती, थोड़ा नहीं ज़्यादा मेरा गलती, उसका गलती कम है. So like that. So that's the advancement. That's why I was telling you about what my Guru Maharaj said, that actually if you have a boil on your body, so if someone touches it, then it feels pain, right? But if boil is not there and someone touches here, anything will happen to you? Nothing. So that's the problem. Boil is the false ego. कुछ किसने बोल दिया, इट्स लाइक वी हैव बॉयल, हमको कुछ हो गया, निगेटिविटी हो रहा है, मतलब बॉयल है तो अभी मेडिसिन लो, बॉयल जाएगा तो अच्छा है. सो दैट्स व्हाट एनवी, height of means non-enviousness is forgiveness and respect. Amane na मान देना, right? मान देना means respecting in spite of. That's what Amrish Maharaj did. He respected whom? दुर्वास मुनि. कितना क्या किया है? We waited for 1 year. Now it's beyond our imagination. But this is what is the consciousness of Bhagavatam characters. This is what is the pure devotional service. This is what we have to aspire for. That's why I was asking the question at the end. Radheshampu said, you asked the question. Because the remaining, now I said, Antardeep Prabhu has question. Then I asked that how to deal with negativity. Because negativity, often a leader has to deal with either negativity coming in our own heart, or some person or your counsel will come to you, putting all his negativity, revealing his what? Negativity to you. How you deal with it? Suniti dealt very maturely. Suniti dealt with a personality who is greatly emotionally affected with great negativity. But how did Suniti deal with it? So we have to do it. But unless we are dealing with our own negativity properly, can we deal with other negativity properly? We can't deal. We will spread the negativity. And that is what is offense. That's the problem. So that is the acceptance. So the point is, this is what something similar I had asked my Guru Maharaj. So first thing he said, hear nicely Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what. So by hearing about these characters of Bhagavatam, the right consciousness will, I use the word, penetrate in something like that. Then you will start appreciating the quality of forgiveness. Because forgiveness means you respect the person. Till the time you don't forgive, you can't respect. Although you will offer dandavat also, offer smile also, but till the time you don't forgive a person, it's not possible to respect properly. We may respect, and that is good. Vaishnava etiquette, respect has to be there. But we have to go beyond, because we don't have to just show, right? So that's the point, Prabhu. Trying to. Brahma is following Brahma, or Dhruva was following Manu. Yes. Yes, but action with proper intention. He was fighting to please Krishna. He was not just fighting. So many people are fighting. All Pandavas said all are fighting only, na? On Dharma side, but they are not that all are pleasing Krishna. Pandavas are pleasing Krishna. Actually, both sides had mixed motivations. That's why who remained? Only few remained, na? Both were finished. So different people had different, because this Yuddha was Dharma Yuddha, na? All 14 worlds are involved in that. Some taking side has some motivation. So action is good, but why we are doing action? How we are doing action? It should be based on Guru Sadhu Shastra for pleasure of Hari Guru and Vaishnavas. Both things are important. Right action with right motivation. Not any of them. Both have to be there. For that we have to study. What is right? What is right in a particular... And Dharma Sankat is the time when it is difficult to understand and decipher what is right and what is wrong. That's what Arjuna's case is. That's what Prithu Maharaj is going to ask. Kya karu main abhi? So he is going to ask now. We will see that. You have to deal, na? Abhi chor uchak ke to aayenge na, sab jagah. We have to deal with all these things, right? How to deal in the right way. So let us go ahead. So we reach till here. So Prabhupada is saying that therefore he fled without observing Kshatriya principles, and the son of Prithu had challenged. Yeah. So in spite of doing some adharmic thing, and he didn't even follow Kshatriya dharma. Forget about he has wore the dress of heretic or whatever. Not heretic, saintly person. But he is not following Kshatriya dharma also. He is running away. So actually that is the nature of adharma, that it increases the intensity to do it again. Right? So there is the question which comes, that at the point we recognize that, yeah, there is some problem with me. So when is doing adharma, It is it is not that, as many times we hear, that a bridge doesn't collapse at one point. It begins with a crack. The moment you understand crack, better put cement. And that is what Guru Sadhu Shastra will teach you. That crack हो गया, चेतना में crack हो गया, word में crack हो गया, kriya में crack हो गया. So that is what we have. Otherwise, if we neglect it, then it will increase. And one day what will happen? It will break. And then lot of sound will come. Right? So that's what. And person becomes shameless. Like here we can see. So text 14. Now what is happening? Yeah, please read. Translation.
King Indra was fraudulently dressed as a sannyasi, having knotted his hair on his head and smeared ashes all over his body. Upon seeing such dress, the son of King Prithu considered Indra a religious man and a pious sannyasi. Therefore, he did not release his arrows.
See now. So his son doesn't know that he is Indra. Atri Muni knows he is Indra. But son doesn't know. Son, he sees what? Externals. Will say, अरे बाबा ये सेंटली पर्सन है, मारने को बोला है लेकिन ये दिख रहा है सेंटली, मैं नहीं मारूंगा इसको. So he did not release his arrows means what? He has put his arrow. रिलीज नहीं किया मतलब क्या? इधर से इधर एरो निकाला, लगा यार, लेकिन सोचा है नहीं मानना चाहिए. Like that. Now Atri Muni will tell him, अरे you kill it. Again he will tell kill. Because he felt that अरे ये सन्यासी है, इनको मैं, तो ये इसके खुद का धर्म के बारे में सोचा, मैं इसको नहीं मार सकता, मैं क्षत्रिय हूं और ये है. So like that he is thinking. He thought the person with this dress must be following dharma somewhat from seeing Shiva and others. मतलब ऐसा वो सोचे, क्या सोचे वो भी दिया है विश. Then Atri Muni understood that this fellow is not killing. I had to tell him. Vadha nivrittam tam bhuyo hanteve tri chodayat jahi yajnahanam tata mahendram vibudadadama.
When Atri saw that the son of King Prithu did not kill Indra, but returned deceived by him, Atri Muni again instructed him to kill the heavenly king, because he thought that Indra had become the lowliest of all demigods due to his impeding the execution of King Prithu's sacrifice.
So it appears that he came back. He came back, and then Atri Muni also again has to be instructed. Hey, you kill. He is Indra, but he is now acting as although he is Mahendra, but he is acting as a Vibhuda Adhama, the lowest of the. So his post is there, but his action is not according to post. Exactly same thing. Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is not willing to kill Bhishma and Drona. They are my gurus. Right now they are not your gurus. Right now you can kill them. You can put some flowers afterwards, no problem. Right now you can kill. That's what Arjuna says. Na, you are Madhusudan, you are not Sandipani Sudan. Why you are telling me to kill my gurus? Krishna tells they were gurus, but now they are doing activity which is inappropriate. Now you kill them. Right? So same thing here. He come back now. Again he's saying, see, his actions are wrong. You kill him. So he agrees again. See. So this is Vijitashu. He agrees. Now he again runs behind him. Evam vainya sutam proktam twaramanam vihayasa anvadravat abhikruddho ravanam gridharadiva.
Being thus informed, the grandson of King Vena immediately began to follow Indra, who was fleeing through the sky in great haste. He was very angry with him, and he chased him just as the king of the vultures chased Ravana.
Yeah. So now he got clarity. Yes, abhi maana chahiye. So now he full-fledged he went, and he with anger also. Now no doubt of whatsoever. Soshashvam rupam cha tadhitva tasma antarhitah swarad virah swapashunadaya pituryajnamupeyivan.
Son of Prithu was chasing him, immediately abandoned his false dress and left the horse. Indeed, he disappeared from that very spot, and the great hero, the son of Maharaj Puthu, returned the horse to his father's sacrificial area.
Yeah. So Indra became antarhito. Antarhit means what? Became, yeah, he disappeared and he was Swarat, means he has all power. But he kept the horse and he brought the horse, right? So the purpose of killing was to get the horse. So he got the horse. So people were happy. Tatasya chadbhutam karma vichaksha paramarshaya namadheyam dudustasmai vichitashva iti prabhu.
My dear Lord Vidura, when the great sages observed the wonderful prowess of the son of the king Prithu, they all agreed to give him the name Vijitaswa.
Yeah, my dear Lord Vidura, like that he is saying. So much respect Maitreya is giving to Vidura. What is the word used? Prabhu. Okay. Prabhu. So now नामकरण हो गया उनका उधर विजिताश्व. Now what happened is first stealing over. Now second. उपसृज्य तमस्तीव्रम जराहश्वम पुनर्हरिः शाशालयूपतश्छन्नो हिरण्यरशनम विभु.
My dear Vidura, Indra, being the king of heaven and very powerful, immediately brought a dense darkness upon the sacrificial arena. Covering the whole scene in this way, he again took away the horse, which was chained with golden shackles near the wooden instrument where animals were sacrificed.
Yeah. So this time the horse was chained with gold. You can't just steal. But he went there and ऐसा rod में रख के निकाल के लेके आया. But how? He created a dense darkness on that area. And he went. Again Atri saw. Yeah, please read. Then sage.
The great sage Atri again pointed out to the son of King Prithu that Indra was fleeing through the sky. The great hero, the son of Prithu, chased him again. But when he saw that Indra was carrying in his hand a staff with a skull at the top and was again wearing a dress of sannyasi, he still chose not to kill him.
Yeah. So again now he is telling in a short. Again he chased. Again he saw that he was having some kind of dress of a sage. Right? So again he was hesitating to kill. But again he got the horse also. So this is what staff with a skull on top. Right? Yeah.
When the great sage Atri again gave direction, the son of King Prithu became very angry and placed an arrow on his bow. Upon seeing this, King Indra immediately abandoned the false dress of sannyasi and giving up the horse made himself invisible.
Again same thing happened. Again Atri became angry. Atri's anger came to then, okay, I should kill. Again he put the bow. Again invisible. Right? So what happened further?
Then the great hero Vijitashva, the son of King Prithu, again took the horse and returned to his father's sacrificial arena. Since that time, certain men with a poor fund of knowledge have adopted the dress of false sannyasi. It was King Indra who introduced this.
Yeah, so Sukdev Goswami is telling this parampara started. So these people, they steal and they think that Indra was not killed, so we will also not be killed. Like that. So there is sampradaya like that, he is saying. So Prabhupada writes about this Apa Sampradaya, Kapalika, right? The skull, some different people are there. A type of pseudo sannyas was introduced by Indra when he tried to hide himself from attack of Vijitash, the great son of. Now there are many different types of sannyasis. Some of them go naked, some of them generally known as Kapalika, and they carry skull and trident. All of them were introduced under some meaningless circumstances. And those who have poor fund of knowledge accept these false sannyasis and their pretenses, although they are not bona fide guides to the spiritual advance. So there were sampradaya which came. That's why it is very important to follow Guru Sadhu Shastra. Right? There are so many people nowadays, so many people follow so many people. Yeah, I had 23.
Whatever different forms Indra assumed as a mendicant because of his desire to seize the horse were symbols of atheistic philosophy.
Yeah, so they became ideologies and philosophies, right? So that is what dharma sthapana hetu sadur vyavhar, right? So anyone who saw that, like for example, Vrishabdev, he was showing Paramhamsa Vesh, but someone saw it externally and started a religion only. That also is called Jainism. But they never heard what he is instructing. 5.5 they don't read. The teachings of Rishabdev, but they follow external. Entire Sampada is there. Can you imagine? So that's the thing. Actions of such people become the precedence for the further people without even giving lecture. That's why I think who was telling yesterday or today? About character or something? Yesterday's class or today's class only? Character and then skills. Yeah, he was telling a point very nicely that there can be many skills in some person, but that may touch minds of people. But the practice of character, so it creates a philosophy actually. So that's why it's very important as brahmacharis that what we do and what people see. It's very important. Because they will feel like, hey, barabar hai, ye karna matlab barabar. Very heavy responsibility. Very heavy responsibility. So-called sannyasis. Such sannyas was introduced by Indra because of his jealousy. And what he introduced is again appeared in his age of Kali. Prabhupada dealt with them. It's all offensive. 24-25. Yeah, please read.
In this way, King Indra, in order to steal the horse from King Prithu's sacrifice, adopted several orders of sannyas. Some sannyasis go naked, and sometimes they wear red garments and pass under the name of Kapalika. These are simply symbolic representations of their sinful activities. These so-called sannyasis are very much appreciated by sinful men because they are all godless atheists and very expert in putting forward arguments and reasons to support their case. We must know, however, that they are only passing as adherents of religion and are not so in fact. Unfortunately, bewildered persons accept them as religious, and being attracted to them, they spoil their life.
Yeah. So Sukadeva Goswami is here telling what was the impact of that action. So three kinds of people were created and they speak very nicely. So that specifically is told. Peshaleshu Vagmishu means that is expert in their talk and logic. So these people, Buddhist, Jainism and this Shaivites, like that it is told here. So what are these three? Nagna Rakta Patadishu. These three. So Chakravarti Thakur writes clearly who are who. So foolish become attracted to these people, right? So naked persons are Jains, wearing red cloth are Buddhist. Adishu refers to Kapalik. So this is Upadharma. Means what? It resembles dharma, but it is not dharma. So this is very dangerous. They speak with instantly charming words, skillful at logic. So a Buddhist people, I had gone to Sri Lanka, so there was one guide in our yatra. I went with my parents and two brahmacharis were also there. Who was there? Govind Prabhu and who wrote the book on mind? That under on mind, not Chetan Prabhu, of course. Another devotee from Chowpatty, right? He was there. So there, our guide was there. He was so Buddhist fellow. So logically, he will speak anything. I was trying to talk to him about that, but I had seen that. Middle path, we take middle path, not extreme, middle path. Very amazing. All the temples are dead practically. Actually, the Vishnu temple, but they have put everywhere Buddha there. Very old temple in Sri Lanka. Colombo, I think, or some place. Very old temple it was. It was appearing like dead. Because everywhere Buddha. So they speak, and that's what. Nowadays, you make some video and put, people get affected by the speech. 26. Yeah, please read.
Maharaj Prithu, who was celebrated as very powerful, immediately took up his bow and arrow and prepared to kill Indra himself, because Indra had introduced such irregular sannyas orders.
Yeah. So now you see Pruthu is becoming angry for what reason? Because Pruthu could understand that this is going to happen. He is not killing for sake of yagya mein problem hai, but for welfare only. So that is this verse. Because he was celebrated. Pruthu, Pruthuhu, Prutha, Parak, Parakramaha. Indraya Kupito, he became angry. Why? Adattodyata karmukaha. Adatta udyata karmukaha. So took up, having taken up the bow. Where is, so this is written in, yeah, Abhigya word has this. Abhigya. So Prabhupada writes duty of king. If adharma is happening, he should punish. So that's the point actually. Today he was making. Now what is that? King should be like Praja, right? What is that? Dina Vatsalaha. So Dina Vatsala, Praja, Palak includes, actually Palan includes punishment also. That Palan doesn't mean you just don't take any action. It includes punishment, it includes such, wherever religion is happening, strong action has to be done. Otherwise, it will be problem. Unfortunately, they are the cowards who declare secular state. So, way of compromising religious and irreligious systems. But because of this, citizens are generally become uninterested in spiritual advancement. Actually, this is very important, which Prabhupada kept actually. The core religion as a religion, right? Not on the name of secularism, compromising on the principles of practice of Krishna consciousness. This mentality is a way of compromising religious and irreligious system. मतलब दो चीज जिसमें कुछ कंपैरिजन नहीं है उसको साथ में बोलने हाँ ठीक है चलेगा इससे क्या होगा बट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस citizens are generally become uninterested in spiritual advance, right? Thus the situation deteriorates to such an extent that human society becomes hellish. So actually that's why it's very important that even if we are engaged in bridge preaching, we should be feeling very dissatisfied to do bridge preaching, because we are not directly glorifying Krishna, right? We may have to do it or must have to do it because people are not interested directly. We have to do it, but how we are delighting in that and compromising and all that, very, very important. Radheshampu is very particular about it. Speaking about Krishna, especially sadhus, brahmacharis. Yeah, 27.
When the priest and all others saw Maharaj Prithu very angry and prepared to kill Indra, they requested him, "Oh great fool, do not kill him." Great soul, do not kill him, for only sacrificial animals can be killed in a sacrifice. Such are the directions given by Shastra. Sorry.
So, priest are calling him, right? Priest and all others saw. Prithu Maharaj. Prithu's anger, they saw. You know, his anger was earlier seen by them, right? On the cow. And so they respected him. Oh, great soul, do not kill him. And they are telling him that you cannot kill it. Only sacrificial animals can be killed. Although he is acting like animal, but don't kill him. The sacrifice will get spoiled.
The animals were also killed by the king, Prabhuji. Means I'm just asking.
No, not king. In this sacrificial arena, the animals are allowed to kill. That's what is told over here.
But like वो उसको आग में डाल देते थे जिंदा.
हाँ, वो detail I don't know how they used to do. आग में डाल दिया तो I have heard like that when Buddha, why it appeared that people were eating that also, right? Isn't it?
Correct.
So sacrificial animal was used for sake of tongue. That's why ahimsa, paramo dharma. How exactly it is to happen, this sacrifice, I don't know. Because it says that it gets in your life immediately. There is power of mantra. But what exactly happened? They put in fire or what exactly they do? Then I have to see. Anyone knows? Anyone else? Online, offline?
Copper was there now. That's wooden.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that
so they were
only,
this. And head went into it, na? In the south corner of the sacrifice. So remaining was remained, I think, in that case at least.
that is, they are cutting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So remaining will be there for people. Maybe. How then could Indra be killed when it is actually worshipped by Yajna? Yeah, so Prabhupada is writing what Brahmaji is telling here only. No one should be ever killed in sacrifice meant for satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. How then could Indra be killed when he is actually worshipped in Yajna and accepted as part and parcel of Supreme Lord? So this is actually there in the next few verses. Prabhupada is telling before only. This Brahmaji is going to tell the priest the same thing which Prabhupada is writing in this purport. That no, how can Indra is one of the beneficiary of sacrifice. How can you put him in sacrifice? One of the main person who is supposed to take he will complete the sacrifice actually by accepting it. So how can you do that? So Prabhupada is raising that question, rhetoric. And how is it possible? On the pretext of priest. So priest requested King Prithu. Yeah. 28.
Come and take their offerings.
Yes.
So Indra would also have come to take his offering, because till 99 years, Indra would have come again.
100% he must have come.
So he came, took offering, went, and again disguised. And
No offering. He is not allowing sacrifice only, na. Horse अश्वमेध यज्ञ नाम ही वो है, तो सबसे मेन स्टेप वही होगा उसमें. वो स्टेप को उसको ही चिरा के लेके गया. तो फिर वो there is no question of people coming and taking their share means what things are done almost.
Till 99 they would have come, no?
Of course, yeah, he must have come. It is listed now. I think Indra's name is there or not. Earlier so many devatas name were there, right? Indra was there or not? Must be there, right? Must be there. And without Indra, how check? That's what Brahmaji will tell him. You Brahmanas, what do you think? 99 किया ना, उसको कैसे डाल सकते हैं आप? Why you are killing? तो उनका बुद्धि भ्रष्ट कर दिया भगवान ने, इसलिए उन्होंने बोला कि हम उसको लाएंगे. भगवान ने भ्रष्ट कर दिया ना उनका बुद्धि को. To show that a viveki person becomes andha by karmakand. Yeah, 28. Now they are telling, please tell the solution then, he says. What is the remedy of this situation? So he is respecting the priest. Brahmanya, again same thing. Prithu Maharaj respect. Okay, ठीक है. I will not kill, but what is the solution? They are telling the solution. पढ़ सकते?
Dear King, Indra's powers are already reduced due to his attempt.
पढ़ रहे actually, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Dear King, Indra's powers are already reduced due to his attempt to impede the execution of your sacrifice. We shall call him by the Vedic mantras which were never before used, and certainly he will come. Thus, by power of our mantra, we shall cast him into the fire because he is your enemy.
Yeah, so here, people, that because of doing the adharma, his power is reduced. Right? Vayam marutvatam yahartha nashanam. Yeah. So his power is reduced. So that's why a person acts inappropriately, his power goes away. Especially a sadhu also, right? His power will go away gradually. So better if we have some crack happens, better to reveal it at least to someone. Otherwise, problem will be there. And power, as Radheshampu says, very graphic example. I don't know. You remember that? Someone passing stool in pant, trying to hide. What will happen? After some time, smell will come. Better you tell, I have stomach problem, I'll go for clearing. Why to hide? So we don't have to declare to the whole world, but we have to be Guhyam Akhati Pruchati. We are fighting against Maya, so we may get wounded. We may, it depends on thought, words, actions. We may cross Lakshman Rekha. But what we do after that? We try to cover it up or we try to take help. That's what you are saying. Some problem that is even in this direction. Power is reduced due to append this wrong activity. So they said, okay, we have solution. We'll chant special mantra. And in this purport only, so this is the wrong Vivek is lost of the priest. So in this purport only we read that is shown. The path of Karma Kanda, the nature of this path is Vivek is gone. So I think I told this previously also that Shankaracharya wanted to talk to one Karma Mimansak. And he was just sitting in the yagya. He's sitting, he will get burnt and he will go to Swarga to enjoy. He's just putting things. And Shankaracharya told, I want to talk to you. Just 5 minutes. He said, you are too late. I am going. Shankaracharya wanted to convince him that this path is not good. This Karma Mimansa means enjoy this world, come back again you do piety, again enjoy. Again come back, no problem. What is the problem? Enjoy. Even that's what Lord spoke, this Karma Mimansa philosophy. Lord personally spoke this philosophy, right? That Indra is forced to give the reins. Karma is the most important. Devatas have no power. If you do, they have to give the fruits. So that is what their understanding is that. So Vivek is gone completely. So this person, can you imagine how much conviction he will be? Vaita hua jalane wala kuch. Shankaracharya is coming. Said, too late, you are too late. I will go. So Vivek is gone. And he tells this also, which we discussed already, that why Yajna is doing all this? To show the Indratva, Swabhavo, Dyotita. Indratvasya Swabhavo Dyotita. Indratva, see, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva is what? Indratva. Indratva means I am this. You identify with that. That causes kautilya, envy, duplicity, and political manipulation. And this is what is weed, right? I think Nishiddhachar, Kutinati, Jeev Himsan, and there are many others, something like that. Right? These are all Upashakhas. Adi Upashakha Gan. So Kutinati is here, Kautilya. Matsarya we discussed already. So this is the problem, very serious problem. So this is what disease of entitlement, which I was telling. This, if time permits, we'll see. Govardhan Lila, whatever. Consequently, no attempt should be made to perform such big sacrifices in this age. Sankirtan karo. Aisa bada sacrifice mat karo. Ityamantra kratupatim vidura syartvijodrusha srugrastanjuhato bhetya swayambho pratyashedhata. Hari Bol. Brahma ji ki jai. Yes.
My dear Vidura, Vidura, after giving the king this advice, the priest who had been engaged in performing the sacrifice called for Indra, the king of heaven, in a mood of great anger. When they were just ready to put the oblation in the fire, Lord Brahma appeared on the scene and forbade them to start the sacrifice.
Creator who comes at right time. At all times in Bhagavatam, exactly right time he comes. Just about, because Indra is also his subordinate, Prithu is also his subordinate. He comes at right time because he is absorbed in his seva and bhakti both. He is sitting in Satyaloka meditating, but he is knowing what is happening. That's why right time he comes. You have seen so many places he comes at the right time. Right? So here also he comes, and then in first 2 verses he chastises them. Navadhyo bhavatam indro yadyadno bhagavattano yam jighim satha yadnena yasheshashtanavah suraha.
Lord Brahma addressed them thus: My dear sacrificial performance, you cannot kill Indra, the king of heaven. It is not your duty. You should know that Indra is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Indeed, he is one of the most powerful assistant of Personality of Godhead. You are trying to satisfy all the demigods by the performance of this yajna, but you should know that all these demigods are but parts and parcels of Indra, the king of heaven. How then can you kill him in this great sacrifice?
So Prabhupada has almost given purport only here, right? So what is now Vadyo Bhavatam? So he is respectfully addressing them. Hmm. But what is saying? Yad Yadno Bhagavat Tanu. So Bhagavat Tanu can mean both. He is telling that he is not just Indra, he is Lord only, Yajna. Or other words, demigods are Deva Narayanangaja. They are the different limbs of Lord. Right? So both can. Even normal Indra cannot be done like this. What to speak of this? How can you do that? That's what they are saying. What is use of being Brahmanas then? So that is the intention. Bhavatam. You wish to kill him by sacrifice? And see, I'll tell you the reason. So many apasampradayas he has started. Yeah, please read.
In order to make trouble and impede the performance of King Prithu's great sacrifice, King Indra has adopted some means that in the future will destroy the clear path of religious life. I draw your attention to this fact. If you oppose him any further, he will further misuse his power and introduce many other irreligious systems.
Yeah. So you have special powers. He also has special power. He can also use more special powers and create more problems, more sampradayas. That's what he's anticipating. So he's telling the reason also. Why he's telling what he's telling very clearly he's telling. You are very powerful, but he is also very powerful. And he has created already so many problems. See how adharma has become factual in this kingdom. It will increase. So that's what happened with that. Now 32 to 38 is his speech to whom? Prithu Maharaj. Prithu kirte pritho bhuyat tarhi ekon shatah kratu alam te kratubhir swishtair yad bhavan moksha dharmavit. Yeah.
Let there be only 99 sacrificial performances for Maharaj Prithu, Lord Brahma concluded. Lord Brahma then turned towards Maharaj Prithu and informed him that since he was thoroughly aware of path of liberation, what was the use in performing more sacrifices?
Yeah. So he's telling Prutho Kirti means what? Prutho Kirte hai Pruthor Bhuya. So let your fame spread. By that you have done 99 sacrifices. Tarhi ekon shatakrit. And why? I bless you. Because without blessing, real fame cannot be spread. So he says, what are you suggesting I to do? Like that Prithu may ask. So he's saying, 99 is a great number, Prithu. This will give him greater fame than Indra with his 100 sacrifices. And how? This is possible by my blessings. And what is blessings of Brahma, who is a pure devotee? Of course, this time also. Same Brahma or, yeah. So Lord Vishnu is going to come, right? So which he comes otherwise also. So 99, by my blessing. So in these words, Bhuyat, there is a blessing of Brahma. Like what is Krishna Mati Astu. So such great people are speaking like this, means there is a blessing in that. But there is no blessing when Lord said, I was telling, na, what is that? Gamyatam idram bhadram. There is no blessing, it is just show off. In, what is that? Govardhan Lila. So that's what is by my blessing. So this we discussed already. Yeah. So Brahmaji has to work out a compromise. So this is what is his expertise in dealing with the issues. Administrator. He has two kinds of people. So he has to do compromise. So compromise he has to work out with whatever it is there. We cannot tell that Indra should act like this now. Now he can't act like, you can give lecture later. Right now you have to take some action. Some compromise has to be done. So that's how he is teaching. So by the blessings of Lord Brahma, King Prithu would become more famous than King Indra. Thus, Pruthu's determination to perform 100 sacrifice was indirectly fulfilled by blessings of Brahma. Now he is telling, Naivatmane Mahendraya Roshamarhatum Arhasi Ubhavapi hi Badramte Uttama Shloka Vigrahau. Yeah, please read.
Lord Brahma continued, let there be good fortune to both of you, for you and King Indra are both part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you should not be angry with King Indra, who is non-different from you.
Yeah. So here actually Brahmaji is knowing who is Yajna. So he is very clearly telling, Are what? It's all Leela. You should not show anger to Indra since he is non-different than you. Uttama Shlok Vigraha hai. Ubhau api. Good fortune to both of you. Who are forms of the Supreme Lord. Only difference is what? One is Jiva empowered by Lord, that is Shaktavesh, and other is Leela Avatar. Yajna. Now he sees Prithu Maharaj that he is thinking how I should do this sacrifice. Or what he thinks, he says. That's what he is saying. He speaks to Prithu, he is meditating on incomplete sacrifice. No, sacrifice pura nahi hua, aisa wo soch raha, Prithu Maharaj. So thinking, seeing that, Brahmaji is speaking. Masmin Maharaj Krithas Machintam Nishamayasmadvacha Adritatma Yadhayato Daivahatam Nakartum Manotirustam Vishate Tamondham. Yes.
My dear king, do not be agitated and anxious because your sacrifice have not been properly executed due to the providential impediments. Kindly take my words with great respect. We should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of materialistic thought.
Yeah. So this is the issue. First thing we have to see is Lord is involved. Anything is happening means what? Providence is. So that's what. You don't so much become affected by what happened. Because if you do that, what will happen? Kartum atirustam vishate tamondam. One will अंदर आके बोल रहे वो बोल रहे hey, why you are speaking? It's wrong. Not qualified to speak. The more we see, this is what is the nature of negativity actually. हाँ वो खोलना पड़ेगा सर. That negativity actually, that's why Narad Muni is glorifying, Gopyaha Kamad Bhayat Kamso Dvesha Chedya Dayo Nurpa, etc. That they are so absorbed in Dvesha and fear, that absorption is not there in Vaidhi Bhakti. Like that he's saying it. So much absorbed. So negativity has nature of absorption. That's how it increases. So we have to break it, especially when it happens. So here, who is mature to deal? Brahma. Brahma is seeing him and trying to tell, please hear my words. He's saying, Asmin Maharaja, Kritusma Chintam. You are worrying about sacrifice, don't worry so much. Nishamya, what I am telling you, please hear with respect. Please hear with respect. Same thing who was telling earlier? Nibodha me. Much Shravanam. What I am speaking, please hear attentively. Who was saying like that? Mother Earth was saying, right? So that's what is required at that time. Same thing, Dhruva Maharaj was also in that Atirosh. So that is the time it's very important. So, but he heard. So if you contemplate on it, brood on it, you will go in Tamo Andham. It will drag you down. Accept it, that it is providence. Something happens by providence, don't take. Same thing Lord also will say later to Prithu only, next chapter. What is that? Shatho Shatyam Samacharit. Where it is? Is Chanakya Niti or something?
practicality means which formula to apply where it comes by maturity, or means every time we have to consult.
Something similar discussion happened in class, right? So any thoughts are there? That is there, surely. He was telling about GEV, some employee, some example he was giving.
Some devotee has that nature.
Yes. So they will deal, they will not allow us because Prabhupada wanted us to be simple, but not simpleton. Simpleton is the word. Simpleton is exact letter. Foolish or gullible person. Gullible means what? Anyone can cheat. That is not simplicity. Simplicity is different from simpleton. So that is even Prabhupada says that we should not get cheated. That is there. We can detect to the degree we have. That's what he was saying today. Very interesting point. That Brahmanas may not able to understand, like that he was telling, right? Very unique point he was making. That they can't understand, they get cheated also.
I was having understanding that the Chanakya Niti is on moral platform and what we are discussing on a transcendental platform.
Yeah, that is fact. But we are dealing with both, na? That's what we are discussing. What you are saying is true. But moral platform, so what I'm trying to say is that a devotee cannot be just getting cheated. So he has, but he should not do such things in the devotees. Now employees are there, they want to cheat. Right? So he should not get. But now again same thing, who can understand he is getting cheated? Who is sharp? Right? So he was making a point how Brahmanas don't understand. I don't know, I will clarify with him. But as actually that's why the more one is simple, he cannot be cheated. Actually. A truly simple person cannot be cheated because Paramatma will give indication. Some कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. वो एक है because it's simple, right? So Lord's protection is there. But still we have to be, because we are dealing with Prabhupada's or ISKCON's so many things, right? And there are so many people out there to do this Shatya, what you are talking about, right? Whole world is filled like that only, na? So we cannot be just allow them to do. We have to be properly punishing also. तो तब भी ऐसा बोल सकते हैं प्रोविडेंस से चीटिंग हो गया. That's what it discussed here. Na? Here who is telling that it is providence? Brahmaji is telling him and accept it as providence. He himself didn't decide. He was trying to attack only. Brahmaji is telling that accept it as providence. तो वो है, ऐसा नहीं कि शटो शट. So and Jashas Tashe in Marathi, that also is there. But Vaishnava philosophy is beyond that actually. But that's why there are two roles actually. One is your role as a Vaishnava, and other you have a role in a particular way, in some position. So both have to be handled properly. We can't say I accept everything, Trinadapi Sunitri, and people come and trample upon it. That will not work. That's why we need all kinds of people. Like here, there was one devotee who came from Ujjain recently, and he is the temple president of Panihati. Radhapat Prabhu. So he was telling, actually there so much fighting was required. So everyone can't do it actually. But it has to be done because people will try to exploit, na? People थोड़े बदलने वाले हैं, वो तो cheating करेंगे. We cannot be, so we have to be careful not to get cheated. But we should not cheat. That is the point. Like in, I think Radhachampu speaks about in the colleges nowadays, copying is happening. Whether devotees should do that? No, no question on that. Integrity.
Yes, so in this regard, as Brahmaji is telling that you don't retaliate in this way and accept it as the will of providence.
Yes.
Although your desire was this. So, Brother, like in our society also we see, देख तो ये हो गया outsiders doing this, you know. But because the sadhakas who are practicing, everyone is trying to serve at the same time as struggles of their own limitations from the previous conditionings.
Yes.
And because of that, lot of times what happens is somebody wants to genuinely serve and do much more service, which can happen. But because of the Indra is feeling insecure. Some people feel insecurity.
It's also devotee only. Indra is devotee.
Correct.
Is also devotee.
Correct. So some devotees may feel insecurity and they don't allow the sincere devotee also to go ahead. And because of that, factually we are not able to progress very much many times. Means our centers are small, many places not. They can be 6, 7, but only one is going on somehow. And like this, issues come a lot. Is this the will of providence that Krishna does
that's
not
why
reveal?
will of providence will be revealed by the representative of providence. Here, who is revealing that?
Brahmaji.
Brahmaji. You accept it. Don't become so angry. Don't try to kill him. He is also trying to serve, chanting 16 rounds. He has some impressions. He is stubborn. I will deal with him. You do your thing. Please forgive him. So that will be done. So that's why the whole system is, we have to follow the system. That something happens, we may report it. With all respects to the person who is doing it because of the nature. I also had some other nature, he has some other nature. So this is happening, Prabhu. Please note it. I observed it. I don't know whether it's fully correct or not, but this is my observation, Prabhu. I felt that it is like this. Can you please do the needful? This is I am not giving a judgment. I am telling the observation. And concern also you can tell in that. I am concerned about these things. So please, whatever you feel appropriate, you do. So that is our duty. If you don't do that, that's also wrong. So that is our duty. And then if the authorities are telling, because they know the bigger picture. They are more mature to deal with so many different issues. Like Prabhupada also, two people have problem, they will say, you preach here, you preach here. Actually, if you see, fighting increases preaching. Actually, Lord Chaitanya always wins. Like preaching means, if there is fight, then people separate and they have separate centers. More preaching happens. So, what is Krishna's plan? We don't know. Why this devotee did what? We don't know. We don't know the full picture. So, better don't judge. Better be careful. Better be careful and be dutiful. That I observed this, such money is being misdealt here. Such dealings are a little problem. So that is our duty. But that also should not be put on the group. These things should be personally spoken with a concern, with, I would say, caution of being non-judgmental. Because what do you expect in Kali Yuga? Someone has taken some responsibility for serving Prabhupada, the problem will be there, na? Because where we have come from, problem was there. Problem will be there. That's why, I think Peter Barwash, na? He was very angry. He gave entire donation for center. Can you imagine full donation there? Some devotee came and took the whole thing. So he was not able to deal with it. He went to Prabhupada. What Prabhupada said, same thing he said. Don't blame the instrument of your own karma. Why you are so much affected? So he went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada told him how you should progress. And he must have dealt with the other person also, right? So Prabhupada they are doing all for Prabhupada only. And there were tendencies like this. Right? There were tendencies. There will be tendencies. So we have to see it and do the needful. While having an idea that he is doing devotional service. This is my understanding. Is it making sense?
and sometimes we observe, but we are not that pure. So we assume some situation and we think like about it, and then we tell to authority that I feel like this. I may
About
be
someone else.
someone else or a situation, certain situation. So that situation, I had that view, but it may not be right.
That's why I said how to say it.
No, so I am telling
We are not judging.
I am
We
not
are
judging.
telling.
I am not judging, but I am expressing my view to authority.
Yes.
So
Saying that it is my view.
It's my view.
No, this
but
might be the case. That's I perceive.
It's my view, and if I am wrong in my view, and I am expressing to my authority, still I get offense or not? Offense, it comes in offense category.
No, where is the offense? Offense means there is envy.
Okay, misunderstanding doesn't come
When
in.
envy is there, then offense will be there. Because we are reducing the existence of that person. Correct or not? We are telling, this devotee, actually he keeps on becoming angry and chastises others.
So for example,
Run away. But why he is doing, we don't know.
some certain things in temple is not going in a way means I think we should be going. So I am feeling that it should not go in that way. So I am reporting to temple president, vice president. These things are not going in that way.
DTD pass.
So मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा चल रहा है. तो मैंने प्रेसिडेंट I tell to vice president that.
So what is your question? कब offense होता
है? तो मेरे मन में ऐसा आया और I express that. So I also think that I may not be wrong. I may be wrong, but I feel like that. Still, it is offense or not?
Yeah, then that's why you tell that you said one thing is to say that I may be wrong, which is very good. Second thing is to say that I have some envy for him. Maybe I don't know whether it is full. So this is what is the case, na? We cannot see the reality, Prabhu. We can't see the reality with anartha. We can't see the reality. That's why we have to be careful when we express. So you may say that also there is element of envy in what I may say. There may be. I also don't know na. पूरा पता नहीं ना. अपना mixture है. So one question was asked by one of like TMC members are there, like multiple people running the show. So there one devotee was asking my spiritual master that something is doing something and then I have some problem with that person. So now I am in the post, so I can immediately correct. But there is a lot of negativity. What to do? So Maharaj replied that if it is mixed lot of with ego, better you correct yourself than him. How much mixture is there of your ego and his wrong? You evaluate. If your ego envy is more than his mistake, if he is saying that actually Vishnu is not Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Supreme Lord? Shiva is the Supreme Lord. That is a very serious mistake, then you can tell, no problem. If it is a small problem and it is lot of mixed with our tinges of anarthas, then better improve our vision. Because that's why the mistakes can be severe mistakes, mistakes can be little mistakes. So we have to be discriminative. How much, what is getting lost? We have to be discriminative and we have to be introspective. We have to see. So that's what Maharaj answered, that better, if it is too much mixed with your ego, better you correct yourself unless it is very serious mistake. Because who will not do mistake? To err is a human. To recognize is being human. To regret is spiritual. And to repent is a Vaishnava. And to forgive is Vaishnavata. And to keep on forgiving again and again, that is Vaishnavata. So who will not err, Prabhu? I also err. Try our best. Okay? Thank you. So we'll go now little quickly because next 10 minutes we'll complete. Not much is remaining. This we read, na? We tried, so because of providence, we went providentially to the discussion. So Prabhupada is directly telling such things should be taken as providence. Even very religious person, we should tolerate things instead of becoming agitating. Raturvirama tamesha deveshu duravagraha dharma vyatikaro yatra pakhandairindra nirmitaihi. Yeah, please read.
Lord Brahma continued, stop the performance of these sacrifices, for they have induced Indra to introduce so many religious aspects. You should know very well that even amongst the demigods there are many unwanted desires.
Yeah, so he is telling now. So that's what Puthu is asking, Are you are stopping me? Go and stop Indra. Means, can Indra be stopped? Like that he is asking. So Brahma is telling him very clearly, see, accept they have some anarthas. So this maturity actually. He is not having over expectation from everyone. Everyone should be pure devotee. All directly. You should know very well that dharma vyatikaro yatra pakhandar indra nirmita. Deveshu dura vagraha. So you should know very well actually what you expect in material world. This only will be there, na? So that's why our expectations sometimes first are very too idealistic. So karmi will be envious, 100%. Lord Brahma's purpose was to end the competition between Lord Indra and Maharaj Prithu. Because Prithu was a great devotee and incarnation of God, he was requested to stop. And the sacrifices so that Indra might not further introduce. Right? So there is now, this thing is there. Prithu is advanced and Indra is not so advanced as Prithu. That's why he is told to stop. And it has to be accepted. So Mishra Bhakti has to be accepted. You have to understand that it will be there. Whether I have mixed bhakti, that we have to worry. Am I practicing? Yeah, 36.
Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of the sacrifice by stealing the sacrificial horse. These attractive sinful activities he has introduced will be carried out by the people in general.
Yeah, so now he is coming to the point that, my dear Prithu Maharaj, you are Palan Shakti avatar and you have to do protection and maintenance, right? So such apasampradaya is starting. He will not going to stop. This shows his disturbance created by his stubbornness. So he is not stopping, neither he will stop, and there are so many problems happening. So I will not stop him, you stop. Yeah, please read ahead. 37.
O King Prithu, son of Vena, you are the part and parcel expansion of Lord Vishnu. Due to the mischievous activities of King Vena, religious principles were almost lost. At that opportune moment, you descended as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Indeed, for the protection of the protection of religious principles, you have appeared from the body of King Vena.
Yeah, so Dharma Gopta, you should protect Dharma. He is creating Adharma, no? So now he will furthermore create Adharma. So please don't do that. We should spread Dharma, not Adharma. So this will happen. So Dharma Samsthapanarthaya, Shaktavesh Avatar. Buddha also comes, he does that. Yeah, 38.
O protector of the people in general, please consider the purpose of your being incarnated by Lord Vishnu. The irreligious principles created by Indra are but mothers of so many unwanted religions. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately.
So he's telling what to stop. Not sacrifice. If you don't stop, imitations will increase. So stop imitation. So your desire is good. So please do that. So basically think of the conspicuousness of the world. Right? So that is the case. That Maitreya Uvacha. Yeah, so now he did that. Yeah, please read.
The great sage Maitreya continued. When King Prithu was thus advised by the supreme teacher, Lord Brahma, he abandoned his eagerness to perform yajna and with great affection concluded a peace with King Indra.
Yeah. So Loka Guruna. So actually it takes great maturity to pacify such great souls. Right? So same thing Brahmaji does with Priyavrat, Narada and Swayambhu. They have difference. Brahmaji does a brilliant job. That's why anyone wants to do administration, you should study how Brahma and Shiva do administration from Bhagavatam. Then we'll get their blessings. So that's why he's Loka Guruna. He is the teacher of what Prabhupada is saying? He's supreme teacher. So he abandoned his ego. So he became pacified. Okay, I understood what you are saying. Because he was receptive, he could understand. Now what happened further?
After this, Prithu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of yajna, and received the benedictions and due blessings of the demigods, who were very pleased by his glorious activities.
Yeah. So Avabrita bath is taken after the sacrifice. The sacrifice is not complete, still he took, right? So he was, must be told. So still he gave dakshina. Basically, he did everything else other than that Ashwamedh part. Everything he did. Giving dakshina to the priest. That's what is the rest of. Yes, please read. With great respect.
With great respect, the original King Prithu offered all kinds of rewards to the Brahmanas present at the sacrifice. Since all these Brahmanas were very much satisfied, they gave their heartfelt blessings to the king.
Yeah. So they also got satisfied. So see, Brahmaji came and settled everyone. Right? Everyone was this. 42.
All the great sages and Brahmanas said, O mighty king, by your invitation, all classes of living entities have attended this assembly. They have come from Pitraloka and the heavenly planets, and great sages as well as common men have attended this meeting. Now all of them are very much satisfied by your dealings and your charity towards them.
Yeah. So this is power of blessing of Brahma. That all others are also satisfied, happy, and they are also blessing him. Pujita. He also, so everything happened well in spite of Indra's issues and so much anger and everything. So that's about this chapter. So one thing I wanted to say, so since we started little late, which I was telling you about Govardhan Leela, so I'll just tell that in 2-3 minutes. It's very powerful. So I was telling you this context of this verse, right? This verse, which is here. So this is not the same Indra, this is a different Indra. This is Purandar. This is current right now. So the whole Govardhan Lila happened, and after that Krishna, Lord is speaking to Indra. Seclusion. In seclusion, just so that Indra is not ashamed to beg forgiveness. He is very considerate, the Supreme Lord, to the great post holders who are committing mistakes. But Lord is extremely sensitive and considerate to them. That I don't want to humiliate them. They can come in seclusion and beg forgiveness. So he went. And then Lord spoke, gave some instructions. This is the most important instruction which he is telling him. Gamyatam shakra bhadram vaha kriyatam me anushasanam sthiyatam swadikareshu yuktairva stamba varjitaihi. So all these words are very important. You can see what actually Lord is speaking here. He is saying Bhadram Vo, but here Brahmaji said, na, Pruthor Pruthu Bhuyat. Means what? Let there be auspiciousness for you. I bless you that without sacrifice things will go proper. Here also it appears like that, but it is not a blessing actually. Why it is not blessing? That is told. So you see here. Yeah. Yeah. Please read this. Indra, why Lord is saying Gamyatam, Gamyatam Shakra Bhadramvo. You go Indra. Why is saying? Please read this. An objection raised by Indra.
An objection prayer is raised by Indra. But, O Lord, if that is so, please bestow the exact same mercy upon me as well, so that I may remain right here near your lotus feet.
So he wanted to stay there in Vrindavan.
To this, the Lord replied, Gamyatam, meaning you must depart, return to your own planet.
Yeah, return there. Yeah, what is the next? Yeah, it will come. Yo Yushmakam Bhadram Kshemam Astu. Bhadram Astu means Kshemam. Please read.
The underlying implications is
wait. You gone to the ground. This you read, no?
Yes.
Yeah, this one.
When the Lord states, may there be total welfare and auspiciousness, Bhadram Khemam, for all of you, it is merely words of conventional purification,
Pacification.
pacification.
Santvanam.
In reality, because such true auspiciousness is impossible to achieve, while tightly holding into the intense material opulence.
You read English.
Okay. The structural subtext of the Lord's speech actually implies that such opulence is fundamentally inauspicious.
Yeah. So he is saying Bhadram Vaha. Vaha means what? He is not talking only to Indra. He is talking to Varuna and others also. Basically, devatas who possess opulences. So that is cannot be Bhadram, because one is too much intensely having this metal of tightly holding to it. We want to continue that, right? So he is saying, but he is not blessing actually. Yeah. Then
to the entity Indra, who was utterly unwilling to leave, the Lord firmly commands Kriyatam,
Kriyata,
meaning go back and carefully carry out my orders.
So Indra was still saying, no, I want to be here. I want to be here. Lord says, go. Kriyatam. And what? You go and me anushasanam. Means what? You do what I have ordered you. You want to be here, right? First follow my order. Because he was agitating to go actually. Yeah. Then
the underlying implications is, since you lack the spiritual qualification, andhi,
you read English. Yeah, no problem.
For this intimate realm of Vraja, so staying here will only result in you committing offenses of Radh in the future. Therefore, your departure from here is the only appropriate course of action.
Yeah, so this is welfare for Indra, but he is not willing to go. Yes, so I'll read, this is big. Thus, the Lord did not actually bestow any mercy in form of a boon. Rather, because Lord's internal anger had not entirely dissipated due to the gravity of the great offense committed by Indra, flooding the Vaj, the Lord merely delivered a highly logical, firm warning and instruction. Yukti Purvak Shiksha. The Lord's complete unreserved pleasure and grace were not extended to him at that time. It was not there. So, but he was dealing with the situation. Yeah. For this reason, because Indra's underlying pride was not fully eradicated, and he received a warning rather than full grace. He was told, na, Kriyatam Gamyatam Mad Anushasanam. He failed to uphold the Lord's strict instructions. So to follow Lord's instruction, we need mercy of his Lord's. But Lord, because he was adamant, which subsequently led him to committing yet another major offense. This future offense will manifest clearly in upcoming pastimes such as stealing the celestial Parijat tree, where Indra once again battles against Lord Krishna. So, yes. Yes, now he is adamant to see what is the verse saying. Gamyatam mad anushasanam, and then you go and live without pride. Sthiyatam swadhikareshu. You stay where your adhikar is. Your adhikar is not in Vraj right now. Your adhikar is there, and there you act, but act according to my instruction. Means what? Without pride. What is that? Yuktairva stambha varjita. बताया ना इंस्ट्रक्शन, स्तंभ वर्जित होके मेरा सेवा करो. तो वो सेवा कर रहा है स्तंभ वर्जित ना होके. वो क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? क्योंकि वो सुन नहीं रहा है. Lord is telling him, but he's saying, no, I want to be here. That's what is wanting to be there. And then he got attracted to Vrindavan also. So both. So it's not possible. So it ends up in offense. So that's why that is the. Swadhikar means we have to situate where your adhikar is. Your adhikar currently is not here. Your adhikar can grow if you follow my instruction, get purified. But he externally followed the instruction. He went back. He did seva. But he didn't do with Stambha Varjita. So this actually is written. I don't know where it went. It's written. You can read Jiva Goswami's purport. So because he became proud now again. Lord told, ek bar ho gaya galti. That's why I think mistake is a mistake when you repeat it. Actually. So he didn't receive. Lord could see. Na? That's why Lord's pleasure didn't manifest fully. Like that. That is what my understanding. Okay, sorry, we went over time. To Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow we'll begin with 20th chapter and Krishna will complete it.